afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Thompson Stadium for a absolute showdown between two top dog PSAC-WEST teams. It's the Rock versus the Vulcans here on CUTV Sports 1. My name is Peyton Trollinger. My usual color analyst, Jonathan Sakaguchi, was not able to join us. He woke up a little bit under the weather today, so he was not able to make the trip. We hope he's doing well, but let's keep going here with the broadcast here on CUTV Sports 1. Let's take a look here what we're getting ourselves into today. It's our tail of the tape. Slippery Rock coming in with a statistical advantage here, scoring 41.3 points over Cal U's 35.9 average points per game. Slippery Rock only giving up about 16 points. Cal only giving up about 11 there. Very good for that Cal U defense we've seen all year. The Rock is going to have a very problematic run game as they're averaging 481 yards to Cal U's about 380 there. So the Rock are definitely going to be looking to run the ball up the middle on the Vulcans, but we know that the Vulcans love to air it out, and I'm sure Noah Mitchell's going to be looking for that. In case you don't know, this is a very big game for both teams. Cal U ranked number 4 in the Super 1 region rankings. Slippery Rock ranked 7. With a Vulcan win today, they will advance to play Kutztown next week for the PSAC-WEST title game. With a Rock win, they will play Kutztown next week, and Cal U will share the title, the PSAC-WEST title, with Slippery Rock. But we got to figure out a winner and a loser here first. And we're just about set for kickoff between the Rock and the Vulcans. Very big game, electric atmosphere here. Both sides nearly filled up. The Rock wearing green and white, Vulcans wearing white jerseys and black bottoms. Here we go. Slippery Rock set to kick off. Vulcans ready to receive. Kyle Butts gets the kickoff, and we are underway here from Thompson Stadium. And to receive the kick there was Nazir Taylor. He's just going to simply take the knee and get a touchback. We're going to take a look here at our Cal U offense led by Noah Mitchell, who's been absolutely on fire recently. Last week against Seton Hill, he finished with a career high of 5 passing touchdowns and finished with 320 passing yards. And he's ranked 2nd in the country with 323 passing yards per game. Mitchell's definitely going to be wanting to air this one out today. Vulcans, 3 on the far, 1 on the near. Mitchell back in the pocket. We're going to look for a nice opening drive here. Mitchell takes the snap. He's going to fire off to his right, and it's caught there nicely by Derek Lockhart. Derek Lockhart made a few miss there, and that's enough for the Vulcan. First down, and what a start there for Cal U. Mitchell finding Lockhart there on the screen, and Lockhart was able to, looking at this replay here, Mitchell got the pass off right away. Lockhart makes a one-man miss. He actually made 2 miss, and then he was finally tripped up by that third one. Cal U now taking over at their own 42-yard line, 1st and 10. 2 and 2 on either side for the Vulcans. Mitchell takes the snap, firing to the field, and it's underthrown. Intended target there was Jaquay Jackson. Just not able to get enough air under that, and it's 2nd and 10 now for Cal. Again, an absolutely electric atmosphere here at Thompson Stadium in Slippery Rock, Pennsylvania. Almost a sellout here. Slippery Rock side is jam-packed. Cal U's just as jam-packed. All these fans know what this game means. A trip to the PSAC title game against Kutztown next week. Mitchell takes the snap, drops back. Stepping up the pocket, Mitchell just takes it up the middle there. Nice gain of about 4 there on the play. And that's going to bring up a 3rd down and 6. Mitchell almost taking the sack there, but he was able to avoid it and just run up the middle. 3rd down and 7 is what it is officially. Vulcans taking over their own 45-yard line. It's 3rd and 7 Can they convert on their first third down of the game? Mitchell awaiting the snap. He takes it, drops back, fires through the middle, and Lockhart almost had it. They're looking for a pass interference call, but it was a clean play, and the Rock shut down the Vulcans here on the first drive, and they got to be happy with that one there. Cal U with a change of personnel now. I'm going to bring out the kicking units. This will be 4th down and 7 from the 45 of Cal. Waiting the snap. The snap is the low one, and he's got a nice line punt there, and no fair catch intended. Slippery Rock's going to try to take this one back, and he's finally tripped up there nicely. That was number 74 there on that tackle. Trying to get a number for the listeners. It was Bryce Perkins, able to stop the runner. Taking a look at this Cal U defense led there by Jamal Martin Jr., who is no stranger and needs barely any introduction at all. A couple PSAC-WEST Defensive Athlete of the Week there. And we're going to look at our first drive for Slippery Rock. They're going to take over at about their own 37. Here we go. The Rock take the snap. Nice run play up the middle. He's going to pick up the first down. He's finally stopped by Nazir Taylor. And that's a Slippery Rock first down. First down by Evan Holtz, gets his first carry of the game, and a nice one, able to take his Rock down to the 49 of Slippery Rock. Noah Grover back for the Rock, under center in the pistol, takes the snap. He's going to look, facing pressure from the Vulcans. He's going to throw it away, and what defensive pressure there by Cal U, forcing Grover to throw it out of bounds. And I believe that's going to bring up a 2nd and 10 now for the Rock. Grover, empty backfield, quad on the near side. He screened it to Holtz, but the whistle was blown there. Going to see what this is about here. And it's going to be a false start call going against the Rock, and the Vulcan fans are loving that. Going to back them up 5 yards. End up being 2nd and about 15 now. The Rock now going to try to recuperate after that false start call. Rock has 2 receivers to the far, 1 on the near. Holtz is in the backfield. Grover taking the snap. Looking downfield, feeling pressure, firing up the middle, and it's caught. It's caught. He's got a nice little gain there. He's going to take it deep into Cal U territory around the 20-yard line. Coming down with that catch was number 87 here. Gonna look at this. It was Mac Majewski. What a catch there by Majewski, and that's going to be another Rock first down deep in Cal U territory, just outside the red zone, about the 25-yard line of the Vulcans. And there was the officials blew the whistle here. Not entirely sure what's going on. The officials are going to talk over to Slippery Rock head coach Sean Lutz. Oh, excuse me, the chains of the first down markers, they ended up snapping off. So you definitely need those to continue a football game. So they're going to fix those chains real quick, and then we'll get this game underway. 12:43 left to go here in this first quarter. It's still a tie game. Slippery Rock at the Cal U 24-yard line, and it's going to be 1st and 10. Still waiting for the whistle here. Well, the official trying to set the ball through the line of scrimmage, ended up tripping. It's kind of funny there. Grover takes the snap. He's going to hand it off to Holtz up the middle, and that'll be a gain of probably about 2 or 3 there on the play, and it's 2nd and 7 now for the Rock. Coming up at the stop was number 31, Dylan Boitos of the Vulcans, holding strong there. Gain of 2 officially, 2nd and 8 now for the Rock. 2 receivers on the far side, 1 on the near. Grover in the pocket. Holtz now in the backfield as well, switching sides. 12 minutes left to play. Grover takes the snap. He's going to fire towards the end zone. And it's overthrown there. What coverage there by the Vulcans? On the coverage there was Micah Tillman. Intended there for Henry Litwin. Falls incomplete. It is now 3rd and 8 now for Slippery Rock. We know this Vulcan defense can be very good at this red zone defense. They've shown it all season. Can they do it here? The Rock with 3 receivers on the far side, 2 on the near. Grover with the empty backfield. 12 minutes left to play. Here we go, 3rd and 8. Grover takes the snap, looking, firing in the middle of the field. It's caught there, and don't think it's going to be enough for the first down. And it actually will be enough for the Rock first down, and they continue this drive. I believe that was hauled in there by Davion Franklin. I believe that's who made that catch there, and will continue to drive for the Rock. It's 1st and 10 in the red zone, taking over at about the 12-yard line of the Vulcans. Trips to the far side. Grover handing it to Holtz. Holtz on the near side, and he's hit out of bounds by Nazir Taylor, but hold up, there is a flag here on the play. Thrown about the 12-yard line, so about the line of scrimmage there. So let's see what the officials are going to call this. And it's going to be a holding call going against the Rock. It's going to back them up about 10 yards there. And if you're a Vulcan fan, you're loving that. Slippery Rock getting a little too close there in the end zone for Cal U's liking. 11:23 remaining in the first quarter. It's still 0-0 here at Mahalik Thompson Stadium, Slippery Rock, Pennsylvania. 2 top dog PSAC-WEST teams going to battle it out for the title game. 2 receivers close on either side for the Rock. Grover with a man in motion. Low snap, takes it anyway. Grover going to run it himself. He gets past the line of scrimmage, and he's just going to simply run it out of bounds, and that's going to be a 2nd down now for the Rock. Now it's going to be about a 2nd and 11 now for the Rock. 2 receivers on the far. Looks to be 2 all here on the near. Official is going to blow the whistle. And it's going to be a timeout called there by the Vulcans, their first timeout of the game. Called at 10:45 in the first quarter. And now we're going to take a look here at our NCAA Super Region 1 rankings. Bentley coming in at 8-0 at the top. They will be playing today, and that's going to be big. If Cal U wins, that Bentley matchup will be important. 2nd is Kutztown. 3 is Shepherd. And the Vulcans, of course, number 4 at 8-0. Notre Dame of Ohio is 5. New Haven, which will be playing number 1 Bentley. Again, another very important matchup. The Rock coming in there at 7, as stated. Shippensburg, they're at 8th. Tiffin at 9. And Fidley rounding out the top 10 at the bottom with 6-3. With a win here today, the Vulcans can and will clinch the PSAC-WEST title and will go on to play Kutztown for the title game.
Again, 2nd down.
Grover with the snap, pulling it back, firing downfield, and it's caught there. And that's a Slippery Rock touchdown, and the Rock are up early. Caught there by Henry Litwin, and the Rock draw first blood on the Vulcans. Rock fans are extremely excited. They're able to get up on the board here early. At home, of course. The point after now. And it is up and through the uprights. And we are going to send it here to commercial break. Slippery Rock takes a 7-0 lead over the Vulcans. We'll be right back here on CUTV Sports 1 and 91.9 FM.
Back by popular demand and better than ever is late night dining in the Ncaa Student Center. Join us starting Monday, October 18th at the hot spot for evening dining, Ncaa Evening Eats, located on the second floor of Ncaa next to Umami. Open Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. to 11:30 p.m., and on weekends, 7:30 p.m. to 11:30 p.m., Ncaa Evening Eats is a one-stop shop for your favorite menu items. Orders can be placed through our mobile app or at the designated Evening Eats kiosk. We can't wait to see you there.
And welcome back here to the broadcast here on CUTV Sports 1. My name is Peyton Trollinger here at Mahalik-Thompson Stadium. The Rock draw first blood on the Vulcans. It's 7-0 Slippery Rock. We're awaiting the kickoff from kicker Kyle Butts now. And here we go. We're about to get underway. Cal U will receive the ball, and no knee here, and he's going to take it back. That's Nazir Taylor. He makes a man miss, and he's still on his feet, and he's tackled there by the punter at the 39-yard line. Impressive run there by Taylor to put the Vulcans in great field position. Looking at this replay here from the kick return, Nazir Taylor takes it, just going over the guy, over the player there, and he just runs right up the middle, and he's stopped by Kyle Butts. And if he wasn't, that was going to be not a very good look there for Slippery Rock. Vulcan offense now back out on the field. Mitchell is going to go under center for this one, and the whistle is called. Whistle's blown here, and looks to be a timeout called by Slippery Rock. 10:33 left to play here in this first quarter. The Rock are up 7-0 over the Vulcans. It's going to be the Rock's first charge timeout of the half. Taking a look here at some of the statistical leaders for both teams. Kyle Brunson leading the Vulcans in rushing. 76 attempts, 229 yards for 3 touchdowns, compared to the leading rusher for Slippery Rock, Tim Smith, 106 attempts, 434 yards with 6 touchdowns. Slippery Rock is definitely one of those run-centered teams. Vulcans are going to have to watch out for that. Now back into the play. Mitchell still under center. Single back in the backfield. Mitchell. PA pass, firing it, completed to Edenfield, and he's still there on his feet. They're trying to drag him down, and they're going to force him out of bounds. And what a great determination there by Edenfield to hold on to that ball and keep it. Doesn't lose it at all, secures it, and a nice little gain there by the Vulcans. It's going to be about a 2nd and 6 now. Ball spot at the Vulcan 43-yard line. 2nd and 6. 3 receivers for Cal on the far side. Excuse me, 1. Mitchell takes the snap. He's going to hand it off to, I believe that's Cameron there. Cameron will take the outside. He's stopped there by the Slippery Rock defense quite nicely. Again, Isaiah Cameron on the carry. No gain on the play. 3rd and 6. A big stop there for the Rock. Can they stay strong for another drive and force the punting unit out? Or will the Vulcans continue this drive? They got to get something going. 2 receivers here on the near, 1 on the far. Mitchell in the shotgun. Cameron in the backfield with him. Mitchell now finally set now. He's going to take the snap. He's going to look downfield. He's firing. And almost caught. It goes off the helmet of the defender. And intended target there was Derek Lockhart on the coverage. Kadir Roberts off the head of Roberts and incomplete. That's going to bring up a 4th and 6 for the Vulcans. Biko and the special teams unit trotting out on the field. And the Vulcans come up empty-handed yet again. Still very early in this contest. About 9 minutes left to play here. Still can come back. They are down. Biko set to punt. Nice snap. Biko, nice high kick there. And it's going to be called a fair catch. The ball is going to take a Vulcan bounce. And it's not going to stop bouncing until the Slippery Rock 20-yard line. A great punt there by Biko. And it's going to pin the Rock officially at the 19-yard line. And now we're going to take a look at the AFCA poll for Week 10. Cal U at 3. Notre Dame of Ohio coming in at 4. 8. Bentley, 9. Slippery Rock, you see, coming in at 15. It's 8-1. The one to really worry about is the Super 1 region rankings. And in case you missed it, there was a flag there on the play. It was holding against the Rock. It's going to back them up even further. Great news for the Vulcan defense.
Correction. It will be a half the distance to the goal.
Half the distance at the goal line. And now the Rock are pinned deep within their own end, within the red zone. Ball spotted at the Rock 10-yard line. 8:55 remaining here in this first quarter. Grover in the backfield takes the snap. He's going to hand it off to Holtz up the middle. Holtz lowers the shoulder and he'll pick up a nice gain there. Trying to see exactly how much he picked up here. Looks to be about a gain of 8 or 9 there on the play. Taking a look at this replay here, we see Grover giving the ball to his trusty back, and that's Evan Holtz. And he just lowers the shoulder there and picks up that extra yard or 2. 2nd and 2 now for the Rock. 2 receivers on the far, 1 on the near. Grover in the backfield with Holtz. Grover firing, caught there for the first down, a little bit more, and he's hit hard there on the play by the Vulcans. Coming up with the stop was Kayvon Mormon, but it will not be enough, and Slippery Rock will come on with the first down, and they'll continue this drive. 8 minutes and counting left to play here in this first quarter. Slippery Rock, 2 on the far, 1 on the near. Grover dropping back, firing, and what a catch there. He's on his feet. He makes a man miss, and a nice pass there by Grover, and what a catch there by the Rock, and they're deep within Cal territory. A nice catch there by number 5. It says on the program it's Kadir Roberts. Number 3. It's hard to see from where I'm at. They don't have the numbers there on the side. That's Sin-Q Sweeting coming up with a nice pickup for the Rock. Grover now on the 1st and 10. He's going to complete it to his man there. And nice pickup by Jermaine Wynn Jr. And looks to be a nice pickup there. Looks to be 8 there. 2nd and 2 now. The Rock spotted at the Vulcan 20-yard line. Calu's got to put a stake in their ground before they get another one scored on them. Grover now. He's going to hand it off to Holtz up the middle. And that's going to be enough for a Slippery Rock first down. They're going to keep this drive going. And the Rock now deep into Calu territory. Looks to be they're taking over at the Vulcan about 15-yard line. 7-0 Slippery Rock, looking to make it more. 6:35 left to go in the first. Grover giving it off to his back, and a nice stop in the backfield by the Vulcans, and that's going to muff them for now. Gerald Brown coming up with the stop for the Vulcans. And it looks to be that was a loss there on the play, maybe about 1 or 2. And it's going to be 2nd and 11 now for the Rock. 2 receivers spread out here on the near side for Slippery Rock. Holtz changing position now to Grover's left. Grover in the shotgun, takes the snap. He's looking to the end zone, and that's a touchdown for Slippery Rock. Coming up with it was number 9, Jermaine Wynn Jr., and the Rock are going crazy. They're up by 2 scores on the Vulcans. And we see there on the replay, Grover was able to thread the needle and find Wynn Jr. right there in the end zone. And just what a pass there by the North Dakota transfer. The snap, it's up, and it is through the uprights. We're going to have to send it to break here, but when we come back, Slippery Rock has a 14-0 lead over the Vulcans. CUTV Sports 1 and WCAL 91.9 FM. We'll be right back after these messages.
The Calu Vulcans are back on the gridiron this fall, and CUTV and WCAL give you the best seats in the house. September 2nd at Fairmont State. September 11th versus Lock Haven. September 18th versus Millersville. September 25th at Edinburgh. Homecoming, October 2nd versus Mercyhurst. October 9th at Gannon. October 16th versus Clarion. The Coal Bowl, October 23rd at IUP. October 30th versus Seton Hill. November 6th at Slippery Rock. November 13th at Bloomsburg or the PSAC title game. All games are live on CUTV Sports 1, the PSAC network, and 91.9 FM, WCAL.
And welcome back to the broadcast here on CUTV Sports 1. My name is Peyton Trollinger. No one alongside of me again. My color analyst, Jonathan Sakaguchi, was a little bit under the weather when we left at Cal at 8:30 or 9 o'clock. Wasn't able to make the trip. I hope he's going to get better. But I'm sure he wouldn't like the score here. The Rock are up 14-0 on the Vulcans as Kyle Butt's ready to kick off and get the ball right back to Calu. It's going to go into the end zone for the touchback. Just want to give a quick little shout out to our CUTV crew there at home. They're filming volleyball today. I believe it's Cole, Addie, and Tyler. They're at the Convo Center on the campus of CalU doing volleyball. We appreciate them. A little split crew there. Oh, and there was a flag there on the play I wasn't aware of. It's an unsportsmanlike penalty going against the Rock. And the Vulcans are going to move up, and they're definitely going to take this one. Mitchell and the Vulcan offense desperately looking for more than a 3-and-out. Going to try to get into Slippery Rock territory on this drive. With that penalty, it'll move the ball up to the Vulcan 40-yard line, about where they started the last 2 times. And let's see if the Vulcans can make anything on this drive. The formation for the Vulcans, 3 on the far, 2 here on the near, empty backfield for Mitchell. The Rock doing last-minute adjustments here. 5:45 left to play here in this first quarter here. 14-0 is your score in favor of Slippery Rock. And the officials have blown the whistle, and we're ready to get play underway. Again, Mitchell, empty backfield. He's going to take the snap. Quick pass. It was tipped there by the defensive line and is just short of Ian Edenfield. And what great awareness there by the Rock defensive line. I couldn't tell who actually got that hand on it, but what a great play regardless. It'll be 2nd and 10 now for the Vulcans at their own 40-yard line. 2 on the near, 2 on the far. A back in the backfield with Mitchell. Mitchell in the shotgun now. He's going to take the snap. He's going to give it off to Eric McCann. And a nice pickup there, probably about 5 there on the play. Now at the 45-yard line, but that is going to bring up a 3rd down now for the Vulcans. The defense chant now breaking away from the Rock side of the field. 3 and 1 for the Vulcans, 3 on the far, 1 on the near. McCann to 3rd in the backfield with Mitchell. Mitchell making last-minute adjustments, taking the snap. Looks downfield, he's going to roll off to his right. Firing, and it is incomplete there, intended there for Tyson Hill, and it's 4th down now for the Vulcans. And we're going to see what happens here. Looks like Cal U's going to send the punting unit back out on the field. And if you're the Vulcans, that is not a good look there. 0 for 3 on 3rd downs. 4:50 left to play here in this first quarter. The Vulcans have been cold to start this game. Still have time to turn it around, but the Slippery Rock offense is very hot right now. Beatco set the punt. Nice snap and a nice punt there by Anthony Beatco. Taking a Vulcan bounce there. And it will be down just a little after the 20-yard line, probably around the 22. And Slippery Rock will take over. Now we're gonna take a look at some key matchups around the region, the Super Region. We have our game, of course, Cal U and Slippery Rock. And then we have Notre Dame versus Pembroke. And then another huge matchup if Cal U is able to win, Bentley and New Haven. Kutztown and Westchester. East Stroudsburg going off against Shepherd. Shippensburg battling out against Lock Haven. Tiffin versus Walsh, and Ashland versus Fidley. If we can, we will get some score updates as they come. Grover taking the snap. Flag is thrown. And it's a nice catch there by the Rock, and he's wrapped up by Taylor. As stated, there is a flag here on the play. This might come back. Going to wait for an official signal, though. The flag was thrown just as the ball snapped. And it's going to be an illegal formation call going against Slippery Rock. Vulcans are not going to say no to that. We've seen so far today, Slippery Rock hasn't been the most disciplined, taking a lot of penalties. Vulcans, I can't even remember if they've even taken a penalty so far this game. Very disciplined is Cal U. Slippery Rock now backed up to their own 16-yard line. 4:20 remaining here in this first quarter of action. The Rock bunching it up here on the near side. Grover with the snap, looking, caught nicely by the Rock, and he's still there on his feet, and he might have picked up that first down on the reception was Litwin, and that is enough to move the chains for the Rock, and the penalty that they faced did not matter at all. they get the first down right back. Again, we saw there, Litwin was able to make the catch there. Cal U couldn't bring him down at first, and Litwin able to extend the hand for the first down. Now at their own 31-yard line is the Rock. Again, bunched up here on the side, on the near side. And miscommunication, the center snaps the ball. Grover wasn't ready, and Slippery Rock is able to dive on it. Grover's able to dive on it, and a big loss for the Rock. Again, a little miscommunication. The center got a little trigger happy. And we see it back on the replay again. Center a little too excited there. Grover able to keep his composure and fall on the loose ball. And that's going to back the Rock up 2nd and 22. Quick little pass is caught there by the Rock. He's still on his feet trying to switch the field, making Vulcan defenders miss. He picks up the first down and a lot more. He has a lot of green in front of him. He's at the Vulcan 20, 15, 10, 5, and that's a Slippery Rock touchdown. And what an effort there by the Rock. Sin Q Sweeting from deep in his own end. After a misfire, Grover's able to find the open man. Sweeting switching the field, making Vulcan defenders miss everywhere. And Slippery Rock's up big now. 3 scores on Cal U. And we see there Sweeting just dodging defenders left and right. And now the kick is set for the extra point. The snap, the kick, it's up, and it is good. Slippery Rock now taking a commanding 3-score lead. It's 21-0. We're going to send it to break. For CUTV Sports 1 and 91.9 FM, we will be right back after these messages.
Vulcan Volleyball is back, and you can catch all the action with CUTV and the PSAC network. After a year away from the court, the Vulcans are set to try and get back to the top of the PSAC. A full slate of action versus such PSAC opponents Gannon, Mercyhurst, Edinburgh, Clarion, Seton Hill, Slippery Rock, IUP, and Pitt Johnstown. Every home game will be live on CUTV Sports 1 and the PSAC network.
And welcome back to the broadcast here on CUTV Sports 1, live from Mahalik Thompson Stadium here in Slippery Rock, Pennsylvania. The Rock jump up to a commanding 21-0 lead over the Vulcans in a very crucial game for either team. Again, a Slippery Rock win will advance them to the title game against Kutztown, and the Vulcans will have a share at the PSAC-WEST title. Vulcans win, they will claim the West completely, and we'll move on to Kutztown. Lockhart with the pickup there. He's able to truck his way down to the Vulcan 25-yard line, and we're going to run this replay back. We see Sweeting dodging defenders left and right. He's going down the sidelines here at the 40, 35, 30. He's still going here. And Cal, you look to be catching up there. Sweeting hurdling over his own man. Could have gotten tripped up there if he didn't hurdle, and was able to bring it in for the Rock score. Cal U trying to look for some momentum of their own. They need it badly. 2-2 on either side. Mitchell. Last second adjustments here. Taking the snap, Mitchell. Looking downfield. Jaquay Jackson caught it. And they're going to rule it a catch. It's Jaquay Jackson. And what a haul in there. What ball placement there by Noah Mitchell. And what determination to stay in bounds by Jaquay Jackson. We're going to look at this replay again. The pocket closing in on Mitchell. And he was able to find Jackson there on the sideline in coverage. And that's a Vulcan first down now in Slippery Rock territory. Taking over at the Rock 47-yard line. I believe it's the first time the Vulcans have been in SRU territory all game. 2-2 on either side now for the Vulcans. Mitchell takes a snap, dropping back. Mitchell rolling to his right, feeling a little bit of pressure now. He's going to fire downfield. Intended for Tyson Hill. And he's able to hold on. Tyson Hill, what a great grab there. Looked like the ball almost hit the turf, but Hill was able to get his hands underneath. And a gain of 8 there for Cal U. It's 2nd and 2. Minute 50 and counting left to go here in this first quarter. Again, 2-2 on either side for the Vulcans. Mitchell in the shotgun, sending Hill in motion. He's going to hand it off to Cameron up the middle. And that's going to be enough to move the chains for the Vulcans, and that's a Cal U first down. Cal U's now able to keep this drive alive at the SRU 36-yard line, 1st and 10. Hill on the far side. I believe it's Tarrant and Lockhart here on the near. Mitchell with the snap, dropping back, firing downfield, and he's caught. It's caught by Derek Lockhart, and the Vulcans are up on the board for 6. Give me Derek Lockhart in the end zone for the Cal U touchdown. And there is an injured SRU player there on the field after the play. What a ball placement again by Noah Mitchell, and Lockhart able to snag the ball out of midair and come down with it cleanly for the Vulcan score. We saw in this drive, Cal U they picked up the pace a little bit. They completed a few passes in a row there. I believe one was to Lockhart, one to Hill, and they're able to be in great field position. Mitchell doesn't miss those a whole lot, and his Vulcans are finally up on the board here. It's 21-6, 57 seconds remaining here in this first quarter. The Rock player still down there in the end zone. And it looks like he's being brought up on his feet, and he's going to need some help to get to the sidelines now. But he is up, and their trainers are carrying him off, so hopefully he's going to be good, and he'll come back into this game. You hate to see any injured players. But let's take a look again here at this catch here. Lockhart just able to get the edge there on the defensive back and come down with a score for the Vulcans. I'm not able to tell who that injured player was, but like I said, hopefully he does get better and we get to see him come back in there into the game. We're about set to get back here underway. Bico is to attempt the extra point. Bico, an absolute machine lately. And the flag is thrown here. Somebody jumped. Take a look at the official call. And it's going to be an offsides call going against the Rock. And again, we see Slippery Rock just remaining undisciplined. And they take another penalty. Bico now again set to kick off the extra point. The snap, the kick, it's up. And it is through the uprights cleanly. He makes another one. And Cal U finally gets up on the board. Now down by 2 scores. We're going to send it to commercial break here. Your score, Slippery Rock 21, Cal U 7, CUTV Sports 1 and 91.9 FM. We'll be right back.
If you are looking for a Christian club that features Bible study and spiritual nourishment, then come find your family with New Life Cal U. Swing by Oasis every Tuesday at 7 p.m. in Italy 321 to explore faith through Bible study, games, and fellowship. Or stop by Converge on Thursdays at 7 p.m. in the Natali Rotunda to make friends and enjoy life through casual hangouts. Everyone is welcome. Connect with New Life Cal U at www.newlifecalu.com/connect.
Back here to the broadcast here on CUTV Sports 1. The Vulcans recently drawing some blood now on the scoreboard. 21-7 is your score late here in this first quarter. The kick is up and it's to Holtz, I believe, and he's just gonna run. He's been untouched so far. Flag is thrown on the play. He gets in the Cal U territory before he's wrapped up. There is, like I said, there is a flag there on the play. Chris Dior was able to run it back for the Rock. It was a pretty deep run, but this might come back. And I'm not sure what the call was there. It looked to be a holding call going against Slippery Rock. And again, they take another penalty. And you got to wonder if this is going to come back and bite him in the tail. 47.8 seconds remaining here in this first quarter. The Rock up 21-7 on the Vulcans.
Let's go, D!
The Rock looks to take over at their own 25-yard line, 1st and 10. And just waiting for the snap here. Looking at the formation, the Rock coming out with 2 there on the far side, 1 here on the near. A little bit of personnel change for the Rock. Coming out at running back, Chris Dior, who we just saw run back that kick. It was a nice kick there, but unfortunately the penalty brought it back to the SRU 25-yard line. Grover, the North Dakota transfer, takes a snap. Faking the pitch, he's going to take it himself, and now pitches it off, and that's enough, I believe, there for the Rock first down. We saw there Grover faking the pitch. Once he got the Cal U player to bite, he pitched it off to Dior, and he was able to pick up the Slippery Rock first down. Clock still running here. Ball now spotted at the Slippery Rock 36-yard line, 1st and 10. 2 and 2 on either side. 3 on the near, 2 on the far. Grover is going to hand it off to his back. It's Dior, and he's stopped nicely by Cal. Maybe a pickup of 2. And looks to be that will be the last play of the first quarter. We're going to send it here to commercial break. Your score, Slippery Rock 21, Cal U 7 for CUTV Sports 1 and the Vulcan Radio Network. Will be right back.
If you are looking for a Christian club that features Bible study and spiritual nourishment, then come find your family with New Life Cal U. Swing by Oasis every Tuesday at 7 p.m. in Italy 321 to explore faith through Bible study, games, and fellowship. Or stop by Converge on Thursdays at 7 p.m. in the Natali Rotunda to make friends and enjoy life through casual hangouts. Everyone is welcome. Connect with New Life Cal U at www.newlifecalu.com/connect.
And welcome back here to Mahalik-Thompson Stadium here in Slippery Rock, Pennsylvania. PSAC-WEST showdown between the Rock and the Vulcans. Slippery Rock up 21-7 over the Vulcans. Before we get play underway here, we want to give a big shout out to Allison Steinheiser. She was able to, she's a former graduate student here at CUTV, went to Cal, came in clutch, brought the crew some donuts. We always appreciate that. Able to keep our stomachs full while we watch some great football action here between Slippery Rock and Cal U. Both teams look set to go now. Slippery Rock picking up where they left off. 2nd and 7 now. Ball spotted at about the 33. Grover feeling pressure, dumping it off to his receiver, and he stopped there. It looks like the line of scrimmage by Cal U. Pass was completed to Sweeting. Was not able to see who made the Vulcan stop. Actually, Cal U able to stop Slippery Rock behind the line of scrimmage. And now it's going to be a loss of about 3. The Rock, 3rd and 10 now. Ball spotted at their own 35-yard line. Grover, 2 receivers, 2 on the near side. Looks to be the same on the other. And we're going to see a timeout called by the Rock. They didn't like that Cal U defense, or there was a little bit of a miscommunication. And Slippery Rock will take their 2nd timeout of the half. 14:20 left to play here in this first half. And we're going to look again at this replay here. Grover was able to yank the pass away and then complete there for the score. Able to get up there on the board. And then again, we see Grover again dropping back all the time there. Great offensive line there for the Rock. And he's able to throw another one in there, just able to thread the needle. And then we see the great run there by Sweeting, just right down the sidelines. Cal U was not able to get a hand on him. And Sweeting was just able to swerve his way through the line. And then we see Vulcan's first score of the game. Mitchell able to air it out downfield to Lockhart and able to beat the defender for the touchdown. Now back into the action. It's 3rd and 10. Slippery Rock with the ball. Grover taking the snap, looking downfield, and he finds his man. The ball pops out, and what great defensive coverage there by Israel Xavier. It's 4th down, Slippery Rock. Great defensive stop there for the Vulcans. It was huge on their part, and maybe this is a sign of good things to come. We're going to see the SRU punting unit for the first time today. Jackson and Martin Jr. back to receive for the Vulcans. The snap is good. Butts, nice punt there. And it's going to be a simple fair catch for Jackson, and he's going to hold on there at the Vulcan 30-yard line. And that Vulcan offense trots back onto the field with Noah Mitchell there at the helm. 14:08 remaining here in the half. 21-7 Slippery Rock. Cal U is going to look to repeat what they did last drive. They had a really good drive last time, able to pick up a little bit of momentum, was on a roll, completed some passes, and then ended up with Lockhart on the scoring play for the Vulcans. Let's see what they can do here on this drive. 2 receivers on the far, 1 on the near. Mitchell drops back, firing downfield, and jumping up to make the catch. And the refs are going to wave it off there. It looked like Lockhart was able to make the catch, but it looks like he might have just gotten just out of bounds. Would have been a great catch there for Cal. Officials wave it off, incomplete, 2nd and 10. You know Cal U would have loved to have that one there. That pass was completed. They would have been at the SRU 40-yard line about. Let's see if the Vulcans can shake it off and make another one. 2 on the far, 1 on the near. 1 back with Mitchell. Cameron in the backfield with Mitchell. Jackson here on the near. Here we go. Mitchell. And the officials blowing the whistle. Looks to be a timeout called by California. Their second timeout of the half. Both teams only have one timeout remaining. Call it at 14:01 in the second half. 21-7 your score in favor of Slippery Rock. Cal U offense might be the lesser of these two offenses, but that is to be no underestimate. Lots of very good names for the Vulcans. For example, Derek Lockhart last week posting 3 receiving touchdowns, 2 in the first quarter last week against Seton Hill. Was able to reach the century mark for another week in a row, 135 yards last week. Lockhart has 24 receptions for 380 yards, 6 touchdowns over the last 3 weeks. And he only entered the season with 3 career catches. So what a turnaround year for Derek Lockhart, and he's able to make a big difference for the Vulcans. We already see he's got the only score for Cal U. The Vulcans want to change that, though. Cal U 2 on the far, Lockhart, like we just said, on the near. Mitchell taking the snap, feeling pressure. He's going to roll off to his right, and he's going to take it himself. He has a lane, and that's going to be enough for the Vulcan. First down, and it's going to move the chains. Ball now spotted about the Cal U 40-yard line with a fresh set of downs. 13:50 and counting left to play here in the half. Very nice day for some D2 football. Clear skies, not a cloud in sight here. Mitchell with the snap. He's going to give it to Cameron up the middle. And what a nice run there by Cameron. Picking up about 6 or 7 there on the play. And the ball will now be spotted at the Vulcan 45-yard line, 2nd and 5. It looked like a bigger gain there, only officially a gain of 5. Any gain is a good gain, though, for Cal. 13 minutes exactly to go here in the half. Mitchell with the snap. He's going to give it off to Cameron. Cameron passing the first down mark and a little bit more, as that's another Vulcan first down, and they keep this drive going. Now officially into Slippery Rock territory, taking over at the SRU 41-yard line, 1st and 10. 12:45 left to go here in the half. Jackson and Tarrant on the far side, Lockhart here on the near. Cameron in the backfield with Mitchell. Slippery Rock trying to put a stake in the ground here. They know the Vulcans are buzzing there. Mitchell last second communication with tight end Edenfield. And looks like we're going to start here. The snap, Mitchell dropping back, firing short, and Lockhart just cannot get the jump, throwing a little bit too high, and it'll be 2nd and 10 now. You can see here on the field, both teams just not giving an inch at all. The Rock do have the lead on the scoreboard. Cal U not far behind. These two teams, they don't particularly care for each other, especially for this game and the implications that it does have in the PSAC. 2 and 2 on either side for the Vulcans. Cameron in the backfield with Mitchell. Mitchell taking the snap, feeling pressure. He goes up in the pocket, firing midfield, and Derek Lockhart able to stay on his feet, and he completes the catch for the Vulcan. First down, and he's in SRU territory at the 20-yard line, and the Vulcans continue this momentum. Cal U showing why they're ranked number 4 here in the Super 1 region. They're saying, hey, hey, don't underestimate us as they continue this drive. Trips to the far side of your screen there for Cal U. Tyson Hill here on the near. Cameron in the backfield with Mitchell. Mitchell taking the snap, firing to the end zone. And DeQuay Jackson was the target there. And it was just overthrown there. Nice coverage there by the Rock. on the coverage there was number 37, Deshaun Wright. And that's going to bring up a 2nd and 10 now for the Vulcans. SRU definitely needed that stop. Cal U was on a roll there. Maybe this slows the momentum down. But let's see what Mitchell and this offense can do. We've seen them do it before. Let's see if they can do it again. Trips to the far side for Cal. Hill on the near. Cameron in the backfield with Mitchell. Mitchell takes the snap. Firing. And it is in and out of the hands of Cam Tarrant. And it's 3rd and 10 now for the Vulcans at the Slippery Rock 20-yard line. The Vulcans in a bit of trouble here now. Again, 3rd and 10. Ball officially spotted at the 19-yard line of the Rock. Kalechi, Jackson, and Tarrant there on the far side. Hill on the near, just like we saw before. Cameron to the right of Mitchell. Slippery Rock trying to get a big defensive stop here. Cal U trying to continue the drive. Let's see what happens. Mitchell, the snap. Looking downfield, stepping up in the pocket. He gets the pass away to Jackson. Jackson completes the pass, and he picks up the 1st down. And a tad bit more, and the Vulcans continue this drive. It's 1st and goal now for Cal U. What a catch there by Jaquay Jackson. We're going to take a look at this replay. Mitchell almost sacked on the play, gets the ball away to Jaquay Jackson, trips up on his own feet, and is able to pick up the 1st down before he's pushed out of bounds. And Cal U deep in Slippery Rock territory. Ball spotted, I think, at the 5-yard line, but there is an injured Slippery Rock player there on the field. We're going to have a little bit of a break in the action. 11:31 left to play here in the half. 21-7 your score in favor of the Rock. This matchup has not disappointed yet so far. I don't think it will. It's going to be a very close game regardless. And that injured player is now back up onto the field. Number 22, Dalton Holt. Let's hope we'll see him back in the game. Let's take a look here at the PSAC-WEST standings. Cal U up at the top at a conference record of 5-0. Slippery Rock Conference of 5-1. The only loss coming against IUP. The Crimson Hawks bumped down to 3rd, 4-2 in the conference. Gannon 3-3. Seton Hill, Mercyhurst, Edinburgh, and Clarion round out the bottom of the West standings. But the 2 teams to really pay attention to is Cal U and Slippery Rock, which is the game you're watching right now. Again, the winner of this game will go on to the title game to face off against Kutztown. And the Cal U side is alive and well. This is a big drive. It's 1st and goal now for the Vulcans. Can they punch another one in? Mitchell with a back. Mitchell is going to take it himself. He's going to pitch it off to Kalechi, and he's forced out of bounds, and not a great play by the Vulcans. The Rock able to sniff that one out quite easily. Tim Vernick coming away with the stop for the Rock. It's going to be, I think, a loss of 2 there on the play. 2nd and goal now. Ball spotted about the 7-yard line of the Rock. Cal U looking to punch another one in. 10:50 left to play here in the half. Jackson and Lockhart on the far side. 2 backs with Mitchell. Mitchell taking the snap. PA pass through the middle, and it is incomplete. Coming up with the coverage there was Hunter Merritt, almost picking Mitchell's pass off. And that's a 3rd and goal now for the Vulcans. We saw there on that replay the defensive back coming out of nowhere. That was Merritt, just completely off of your screen. But pass was batted down. Here we go. Trips to the far side. Edenfield, now a receiver here on the near. Cameron in the backfield with Mitchell. It's 3rd and goal now for the Vulcans. Taking the snap is Mitchell. Stepping up. Dumps it off to Cameron. Cameron is stopped nicely by the Rock. And Cal U stalls out in the red zone. Now it's 4th and goal. Big stop by Slippery Rock. It's Tristan McDonald, and he brings down Cameron. Cal U looks to send out the extra point team, special teams. Bico's going to try to get the field goal here to get at least some kind of points on this drive. Bico now set for the field goal. The snap, Bico's kick is up, and it is through the uprights, put 3 up on the board for the Vulcans. And we're going to have to set it to commercial break. When we come back, the Rock have a 21-10 lead over the Vulcans. CUTV Sports 1 and Vulcan Radio Network. We'll be right back after these messages.
Emotes say a lot, but they can't say it all. Think your guildmate is struggling? Try these dialogue options. Go beyond emotes. Check in with your guildmates at seizetheawkward.org.
Welcome back to the broadcast here on CUTV Sports 1. Peyton Trollinger, and that's the only one here. Color analyst Jonathan Sakaguchi, who's usually with me. He's watching from California. Had to stay home today. He was feeling a bit under the weather. It's just me here on the call, but we're having a great broadcast here so far. Big shout out to Johnny for watching at home and all the other viewers watching from wherever you might be. The Rock 21-10 over California. 9:47 left to play here in the half. On the last drive, Vulcans were not able to secure the 6 points there, the touchdown in the red zone, stopped nicely by the Rock defense, standing like a rock, in fact. Able to settle there for 3 points from Beatco, able to get something on the scoreboard. Now Slippery Rock has the ball on their own 25-yard line, 1st and 10. Grover with the man in motion. He's taking the snap. Grover drops back, fires in the middle of the field. Pass is caught, and it's defended nicely there by Jamal Martin Jr. On the catch was Jermaine Wynn Jr. We've already seen Wynn Jr.'s excellence so far. Able to get up on the board there for the Rock. A nice gain there, about 5 or 6 there on the play. It'll be 2nd and 5 now for the Rock. Ball spotted at the 30-yard line. Grover, nice! A very nice deflection there. Batted down by Kayvon Mormon. Grover had no chance. The ball in the air and back on the turf within seconds. Powerful swat there by Kayvon Mormon. And he says that's a no-fly zone whatsoever. 3rd and 5 now for the Rock. 9:12 remaining here in the half. Defense chance now from the Vulcan side. Bunching it up is the Rock on the far. Grover with the snap. Feeling pressure. Oh, and the pass is incomplete. Knocked down nicely by, who is it other than Noah Dillo. And that brings up a 4th and 5 for the Rock. Great defense by the Vulcans, and they will force the punting unit out for SRU. And here we go at the replay. Back-to-back swats for the Vulcans. First it was Mormon, then Dillo says absolutely no way. And it's 4th and 5 again for Slippery Rock. They're going to have to punt this one back away. Waiting the snap. Snap is a low one. He takes it. A nice punt, almost blocked. Gets away. And fair caught there by Jackson. And the Vulcan offense comes back onto the field with 9 minutes left to play here in this half. 21-10 is your score in favor of Slippery Rock. Both teams now coming out onto the field. Ball is going to be spotted at about, looks to be the 27-yard line of Cal U. 2 here on the near, 1 on the far for the receivers. Mitchell with the snap. Calmly throwing it to Jackson and almost caught. Would have been an amazing catch. It just goes out of his hands. Nice coverage there by Kader Roberts. And that's 2nd and 10 now for the Vulcans. Let's go Cal U chant now coming from the Vulcan sideline. 2 and 2 on either side now for the Vulcans on this 2nd and 10. Mitchell in the shotgun takes the snap. Handing it off to Cameron. Cameron lowering the shoulder, and he's going to pick up a decent gain there, probably around 5 yards there on the play, and that's a 3rd down for Cal U. Vulcans trying to establish some sort of run game here. Cameron's been doing very nicely so far. Vulcans now, it's 3rd down. 8:30 left to play here in the half. Mitchell. Mitchell now set up in the shotgun. Set up in the shotgun. Cameron off to his left. Taking the snap is Mitchell. Stepping up in the pocket, firing in the middle of the field. Oh, and it was caught by Edenfield, but the ball was knocked out of his hands and he was hit hard on the play. Edenfield still on the ground. He has to take his helmet off, and the Vulcan trainer is coming out on the field. He was hit hard on the play. We take a look at this replay. Mitchell stepping out the pocket. He found Edenfield wide open, and he was just rocked there on the play by the rocks, Deshaun Wright. And Edenfield is still on the ground. Got the wind knocked out of him by Slippery Rock. That is for sure there. It was such a great throw there by Mitchell and a great catch even by Edenfield. He just couldn't hold on after that huge hit. Staff still looking at Edenfield, hoping he's okay. He's a big part of this Cal U offense, a nice tight end there. 8:04 left to go in the half. 21-10 is your score in favor of Slippery Rock. Again, taking a look at that replay, just a great hit. Edenfield able to get up by his own will, jogs off to the sidelines, and looks to just, the wind was just knocked out of him. He's gonna have to take a play off, and what a warrior there. Able just to pop right up. Cal U now is gonna send the punting unit out on the field. It'll be 4th and 7 now for the Vulcans. They're set to punt here, deep in their own end. Nice snap, a very high kick there, and it's going to go on the Vulcan sidelines. Goes out at about the SRU 45. It was a little bit of a change in punter there. It was number 12, Jackson Daughtry. Definitely don't see him kicking the football a whole lot. Good punt regardless. It will set Slippery Rock up at their own 45-yard line. Fresh set of downs. Just under 8 minutes left to play here in the half. 21-10 is your score. The Rock going to try to extend this lead. The Vulcans are going to try to hold and put a stake in the ground. Grover takes the snap, hands it off to Holtz, up the middle, and a nice gain of about 5 on the play. It'll be 2nd down. And it'll be 2nd and 5 now for the Rock. Ball spotted at midfield, right at the smack dab 50-yard line. I got a great view of this one, folks. The Rock, Grover in the shotgun. Taking the snap, dropping back. Grover feeling pressure, rolling off to his right. Flag is thrown. Pass looks to be completed by the Rocks. I believe on the catch there was Henry Litwin. There is a flag here on the play. We're going to see what that's about. Should be coming here pretty soon. And it's going to be another call against the Rock, a holding call, backing them up 10 yards. And they're going to replay 2nd down. Again, we see another penalty on the Rock. Haven't been the most disciplined, but they do have the lead here on the scoreboard. Let's see if that continues. It's going to be a 2nd and 15 now for Slippery Rock. Ball at their own 40-yard line. Grover takes a snap. Firing quickly, and it is defended away nicely by Israel Xavier, and that's a 3rd and 15. Intended target there was John Aiken, number 33, the tight end for Slippery Rock. 7:05 left to go in the half. 21-10 your score. The Rock trying to convert out here on this 3rd and 15 from their own 40-yard line. Here we go again. Grover with the snap. He's firing downfield, and it's almost picked off there by the Vulcans on the coverage there, and almost picking off was Dominic Solomon Jr., and that's a 4th and 15 for the Rock. Flag thrown here on the play. And looks to be against Slippery Rock. Let's see what the official call is. And it's going to be another holding call going against Slippery Rock. And that's going to back them up even further. Excuse me, penalty was going to be declined. 4th and 15 now for the Rock. Kyle Butts set the punt for the Rock. Jackson and Martin Jr. back to receive. The snap, nice snap. The kick is up, and it's a nice punt there. And the fair catch there by Jackson. That's going to start the Vulcan offense just before the 25, around the 24, 23-yard line in their own territory. And Vulcan offense now back out onto the field. Ball spotted at the 23-yard line of Vulcan in the Vulcan territory. 6:52 left to play here in the half. 21-10 your score. 2 receivers on the far, 1 on the near. Mitchell handing it off to Cameron up the middle. And he maybe picking up about 2 there on the play, and he's brought down by Slippery Rock. Number 13, Chad Kuhn on the stop for the Rock. And the running clock here, 6:30 left to play here in the half. Officially, it's going to be a 2nd and 8 now for the Vulcans. Mitchell, and he completes the pass nicely to Derek Lockhart. And it'll be a nice gain there on the play. Not enough for a first down, just barely though. It's going to be a 3rd and 2. 5:55 left to play. Again, 3rd and 2 now for the Vulcans. 5:45 left to play in this half. The Vulcans trying to continue this drive. Had a good one so far. Mitchell quickly under center. Rolling off, feeling pressure, and he is sacked on the play by Garrett Dabian. And that's a huge stop if you're SRU. Vulcans were rolling there, and it's going to bring Cal U 4th and 11. Taking a look here, Mitchell trying to roll off to his left, getting the play off, and just SRU able to read that like a book and come up with a huge loss. Again, Daughtry, not Biko, back to kick for the Vulcans for the punt. The snap is good. The kick is up, and it's a long one. And it's simply going to be a fair catch there at the SRU 40-yard line, and that's where they'll take over. 4:40 left to play here in the half. 21-10, Slippery Rock over Cal U. It's been a very close contest so far. Vulcans still down by a couple scores here. Slippery Rock's turn now on offense. 2 receivers to the near, 1 on the far. Grover takes the snap. Firing deep downfield. And incomplete there on the cover is Nazir Taylor. And what a great coverage job by Taylor. And that would have been just a dagger if SRU is able to complete that pass. Taylor says, not today, or at least not this drive, not this play. And we keep going here. 4:34 now. Bunched up to the nearest Slippery Rock. Grover, PA pass completed in the backfield. He's still on his feet. He'll pick up the first down a little bit more, and he's fighting for yards. He's brought down at the Cal U 40-yard line. Caught nicely by Jermaine Wynn Jr. And take a look back at this replay. The PA pass completed to Wynn Jr. Able to make 1, 2, 3 spins off the man. And then he dodges through about five Cal U defenders before he's brought down. Slippery Rock continues the drive. 1st and 10. Grover rolling to his right. Pop pass over to Wynn Jr. And he's brought down out of bounds by Cal, and another sizable gain there for the Rock. And that's going to be another first down for Slippery Rock. Cal U's got to put some type of stake in the ground. The Rock completing 2 great passes in a row. Slippery Rock coming out with 3 receivers here on this near side. Holtz in the backfield with Grover. 1st and 10 now. He's going to give it off to Holtz, and he's stopped there in the backfield very nicely by the Vulcan defense, and they read it like a book. It's like the helmet came off of Corboy, so he's going to have to come off for a little bit and adjust that. Cal U coming up with a big stop, loss of 3 on the play. It's 2nd and 13. Slippery Rock takes over at the Cal U 27-yard line. 3:05 left to play here in the half. Grover in the pocket, firing towards the end zone, jumping up to catch it, and that is a good catch, completed nicely by Henry Litwin, just shy of the plane, and it's 1st and goal Rock. Again, we see here on this replay, Litwin in some pretty tight coverage, jumping up to make the catch, ends up doing some sort of a backflip, able to maintain control of the ball, and just what a drive here by Slippery Rock, coming out swinging. And waiting for play to stop here. The referee blows the whistle and we can get the play clock underway. The Rock spot at the Vulcan 2-yard line, threatening to score. Grover, the snap, handing it off to Holtz up the middle, and I don't think he got there. He's going to be stopped just short of the marker, and what a stop there by that Vulcan defense. They live to see another play. 2nd and goal now for Slippery Rock. Ball spotted within the 5 now. Looks to be at the half-yard line of Cal U. Vulcans need to make a very big defensive stop if they want to continue to be in this game. Slippery Rock knocking at the door and loud. Grover takes the snap, rolling off to his right. He's going to try to go himself in the back of the end zone. It's intercepted! Intercepted by Cal U! It's Dominic Sullivan Jr. intercepting Grover's pass in the back of the end zone. It's Cal U ball at the Vulcan 20-yard line. What great focus there by Dominic Sullivan Jr. Looking at this replay, Grover thought he saw a man, but that man was Sullivan Jr. Intercepted in the end zone, and Cal U will take over at their own 20-yard line, 1st and 10. With 1:36 left to play here in the half. Cal U back on offense late here in the half. The Vulcan fans here are alive and well again. Hill, Jackson, and I believe Tarrant on the near side. Mitchell with the snap, firing it shortly, and it's caught nicely by the Vulcans. Nice little gain there. And that actually ended up being for a loss of 2 there. Not a great way to start this drive. 2nd and 12 now for the Vulcans. Again, Hill, Jackson, and Tarrant here on this near side. Lockhart to the far. Vulcans are in a little bit of a crunch now. 1:05 left to play. Keep in mind they do not get the ball to start off the second half. Mitchell with the snap, stepping up, firing. Oh, and Cameron was the target. He could not hold on to the ball. It's 3rd and 12 now for Cal U. And if you're the Vulcans right now, you cannot make those types of errors. You have to lock in, stay focused, and just give it to the Rock. Let's see what the Vulcan offense can cook up here on 3rd and 12. Spotted at the Cal U 18-yard line. 2 and 2 on either side. Cameron in the backfield with Mitchell. Tarrant in motion. Now Mitchell takes the snap, stepping up in the pocket. He's going to take it himself. Mitchell picking up the first down and a lot more. He tries to slide. He's hit very hard after the whistle. Mitchell on his stomach, and he's still down. He was hit hard after Mitchell attempted to slide. Hit very hard by Kader Roberts. Mitchell unresponsive. Trainers are trying to check on him. And oh boy, that'd be a big loss there for the Vulcans if Mitchell can't get back into this game. Flags were thrown there on the play. Officials are going to try to talk this over. Mitchell's still there on the ground. And we're going to have a call. And Mitchell getting up by his own strength. And what determination by Noah Mitchell. He's going to have to sit the next play out at least. But it's good to see he's walking by himself. That was a very scary hit there by Slippery Rock. Again, Mitchell was trying to go for the slide. He already picked up the first down. And as he went to slide, He was rocked hard by the Rock. Officials are still trying to make sure they get the right call here. We're going to wait for the official call. Here we go. Officials have the call now. And it's going to be personal fouls going against both teams, offsetting penalties. It will be a Cal U first down. I think the officials got this one right, though. Whenever Mitchell was hit there late on the play, Vulcans rightfully trying to step up and defend their quarterback, hit an SRU player after the ball was blown dead. As stated, Cal U will have a 1st and 10. Ball spotted at the Vulcan 39-yard line. 46.4 seconds to play here in the half. And it looks like the officials are trying to explain to Coach Dunn here the official call. He's trying to tell the officials, like, hey, my quarterback was hit late. Why am I getting a flag? But the officials made their decision, offsetting penalties. Again, personal fouls going against both teams. And again, Mitchell having to take a play off. Now back to quarterback for the Vulcans will be number 15, Wyatt Hurt. We saw last time Hurt got in, it was at the IUP game. Hurt went 2 for 2, was able to get his first career touchdown. Let's see if Hurt can have that same type of luck here. Again, 46 seconds remaining here in the half. 2 receivers on either side for Cal U. And it looks like the officials are going to blow the whistle and the play clock will start off. Hurt now in the shotgun, takes the snap, dropping back, Hurt. Firing downfield, and it's intercepted by the Rock. Intended target there was Tyson Hill. Coming up with the interception was Davion Franklin, and the Vulcan defense comes back on the field. And what a wild couple of minutes here. First, Grover threw an interception to Solomon Jr. Cal U was trying to get something going here. And then SRU gets the ball right back. Late here in this first half. 34 seconds remaining. Ball is spotted at the Cal U 46-yard line, and it's 1st and 10 for the Rock. Slippery Rock side is going insane now. They're trying to get a second score to go into halftime. Grover with a man in motion. Grover takes the snap, drops back. Feeling pressure, steps up, firing, and then another interception. Interception by Cal U, and it's Jamal Martin Jr. Another interception back to back. What a crazy game. Cal U has the ball back again with 27 seconds left to play in the half. Thanks to Jamal Martin Jr., the Vulcan offense comes back onto the field. Coach Dunn talking to his offense, trying to get the right play here. Mitchell back up and healthy after the hit. He's going to lead his offense right back onto the field as if nothing happened. Noah Mitchell and the Vulcan offense on the field. Richie Sykes now in the backfield with Mitchell. 3 receivers to the near, 1 to the far. Again, 27 seconds. 21-10. Mitchell takes the snap. Stepping up in the pocket, feeling pressure, and he is brought down. He's sacked on a play by the Rock. It's number 50, Dylan Vanell. And The clock is still running here. The Vulcans got to get some type of play off. Cal U. And that is going to do it here for the half. Slippery Rock will head into the locker rooms with a couple score lead here. They're up 21-10 over the Vulcans. We're setting it to halftime here on CUTV Sports 1 and the Vulcan Radio Network. We'll be right back after these messages.
Hello, everybody, and welcome into another edition of the Regional Roundup right here on CUTV. I'm Colin Kirkwood. Gary Smith here, as always. Another exciting week of Super Region 1 football in the books, and next week's going to be just as exciting, if not more.
Oh, without a doubt. This is what you start in August for. This is what everybody looks for in August. You're pointing towards the last couple weeks of the season because the playoff picture is becoming a little more clear. And, Colin, this week we have some major matchups. Last week, not so much. Last week was like the appetizer, the bowl of peanuts you get at the steakhouse. This week is the filet mignon, the wedge salad, the baked potato with butter and sour cream.
Yeah, and this week's going to be very exciting. But before we get into the schedules around the league, let's take a look at the Super Region rankings and where we sit in Super Region 1 at this point in time.
Yeah, last week, most of the teams, the top 6 remain unchanged. There have been some movement in the bottom. IUP losing last week knocked them out of the top 10, but just going through the graphics, like I just said, the top 6 are the same. Bentley, Kutztown, Shepherd, Cal U, Notre Dame, and New Haven. Moving up this week, Slippery Rock moves up to 7. Shippensburg is up to 8. And then, Colin, I believe we're going to talk about this. The GMAC, after last week we talked about them not being represented, suddenly have 2 teams in the top 10 with Tiffin and Findlay. But again, I think the top 7, top 8 are probably the correct teams. Obviously, if Frostburg was eligible for the playoffs this year, they would definitely be probably 4, 5, or 6. But I think other than that, I think they got the right 6 or 7, maybe even 8 in the top 10 rankings.
Yeah, and we'll get a chance here before we break into the individual conferences. Let's take a look at the AFCA top 25. Now, you and I both talked about it earlier in the week. There are plenty of teams in this region that are throughout this top 25.
Yeah, it's funny to see because we're kind of in it. You're seeing a lot of Mountain East games. I'm seeing a lot of PSAC games. We're able to look a little bit at the Northeast 10, but in the GMAC, not as much as we'd like to. But just whenever you see the region superimposed in a national poll, you just get an idea how good this region is all throughout because there's a lot of good teams in this region. Highlighted by Cal U, ties the highest ranking in school history at 3 in the country. Notre Dame, number 8, Bentley, number 9. So that's 3 Super Region 1s in the top 10. And then Shepherd, Slippery Rock, and Kutztown are the next 11, 15, and 19. And then your Frostburg State Bobcats in at 20, and then making a return or debut into the regional or the national rankings, New Haven Chargers at 24. So a lot of representation in the Afca poll this week.
Yeah, let's go ahead and move on into the PSAC and talk about the game you watched last week and what do you think is going to be important moving forward into this week?
Well, last week there wasn't a lot of great games. There was a lot of chalk. The one upset, and it was you sent the text that was felt throughout Adamson Stadium with IUP losing to Edinburgh in a game that pretty much knocked IUP out of playoff consideration. Which is what kind of shook up the back half of the Super Region 1 rankings. But going into this week, there are 2 major games. First of all, we'll start in the East because the outcome of that game does not mean anything in terms of PSAC title game participation. Kutztown will be the PSAC East representative in the PSAC title game next week. But they have a big grudge matchup against Westchester. Westchester, had some preseason hopes. Season did not go the way that they wanted, but they know they have a chance to play some spoiler with Kutztown, at least in their national playoff hopes. I don't think with a loss that would knock them out, but I do think that would definitely knock them down. So that's the big one. Again, the outcome of that doesn't factor into the PSAC title game, but the one that does in the West, the one that I'll be at, Cal U at Slippery Rock, and that's a game that we have both seen for a couple years. And basically, the winner gets into the PSAC title game. This is a game for the PSAC-WEST title. If Cal U wins, they will play at Kutztown, and that would send Slippery Rock to Shepherd. So that would muddy their path to the NCAA playoffs because Shepherd's a team that will more than likely be in the NCAA playoffs. Should Slippery Rock win, they go to the title game against Kutztown, and Cal U goes to Bloomsburg. So a much easier path should Cal U lose. So I am anticipating just a great matchup. I know being around the Cal U squad as much as I am, seeing them win at IUP, I think that flipped a switch. Last week against Seton Hill, that first quarter they were up 28-0, and it was as dominant a performance as I've seen Cal U in a while. It just seems like the leadership of that squad has taken a step up, and they have elevated their game.
Yeah, it's always just a marquee matchup, that Cal U and Slippery Rock game. It's always late in the year, you know the cold, and it's just that kind of game that you look forward to and you circle on your calendar every year because it's just going to be the ideal football game. And I'll tell you, the last time that I remember specifically, both times I should say, the last time we were there in 19, I mean, that came down to the wire. Cal U looking for an upset bid. They ultimately lost that one by a close margin. And then who can forget that 2017 overtime game at the Rock? Cal U in the top 10 in that one, and they fell in overtime off a long field goal attempt for the win.
Yeah, games up there always are close, and I just watched the highlights from 2 years ago, which you provided the play-by-play, so it's good hearing your voice on the highlights from the past. But I think the one big difference and the one thing that could factor into this game, the run game for Cal U has not been there all year, has not been consistent. Now, on the other side, they have a lot of weapons on offense, receiving-wise. Noah Mitchell and his weapons are just – they're averaging, I think, 350-odd yards a game in the air. That's great. But if, we're in November football, the weather could be – I don't think the weather's going to be a factor in terms of precipitation, but you and I both know, and anybody that's seen a game at Mahalik-Thompson Stadium know that wind can be a factor on top of that hill. And you're going to need to have, if not a dominant run game, you're going to have an effective run game to move those chains in the third and fourth quarter.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a very interesting one for sure, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to be paying attention to see what goes on in there. But now we can head on over to the Mountain East Conference and see different things that went on last week. There were a few decent games throughout the conference. UNC Pembroke went on the road, and they got the win over West Liberty in a close one, 27-17. Wheeling and Concord was a great one that I paid attention to throughout the entirety of the afternoon. 15-14, Wheeling gets another win, and their best season ever as a program. They continue to stack up the wins. Most in school history, 15-14 over Concord.
Yeah, and that's impressive because I remember when that program was starting, there was a lot of hope because Wheeling, I mean, that's a pretty big area. There's some good high schools in the area to draw from. So I think another team that is competitive in that area is going to be great because then you can have a built-in rivalry with West Liberty. Notre Dame is in that region. Then, there's a number of PSAC teams that are close to maybe for non-conference matchups. So it's always good to have better teams because iron sharpens irons in any conference.
Yeah, and speaking of the standings for this conference here, Frostburg State and Notre Dame still tied at the top. They're both 8-1 overall, 7-1 in the conference. But really the big game coming up for this week that there may be a chance that finally breaks is Notre Dame will head down to Pembroke, North Carolina. And Pembroke, North Carolina has already been a tough place for conference opponents this year. Charleston fell victim there on the road. They were in the regional rankings. We talked about them a few weeks ago, and they suffered that loss, upset style, 21-14 to UNCP. And the Braves play a different brand of football when they're at home.
Well, and the other thing, too, being at home is one thing, but that is a long trip from Euclid, Ohio to Pembroke, North Carolina. And I don't care if you have the nicest buses on earth, that's still going to take a toll. I'm going to assume that Notre Dame will probably drive down Friday, that most teams would do that for that amount of trip. But, those are big guys on small buses going into hostile territory. And, again, Pembroke's a team that's going to want to play spoiler because they know if they come out with a win, A, that could throw a wrench into the regional rankings, and B, that will help determine the champion of the MEC this year.
I don't think we'll see them appear in the regional rankings throughout the remainder of this one. They are fourth in the conference right now. They're 6-3 overall, 6-2 within the MEC. But still, I mean, they've played a couple of opponents throughout that. They'll play Notre Dame this week. They had a rescheduled game after a cancel early in the season when West Virginia Wesleyan had to forfeit. They picked up a game on the road at Findlay. We'll talk about them later, but that was an overtime loss for the Braves. So, I mean, you never know. I mean, they've gotten a lot better throughout the season. I mean, when they came to Bobcat Stadium and got blown out, I wasn't sure if there was too much hype around this team, but just watching them the weeks after, they're really starting to build their stock, and you could see a huge issue here. And that could really shake things up next week because everyone's projecting Cal U to play Notre Dame once the playoffs roll around. You could see that change this week.
Yeah, and that's one of the things is we've been looking at these key matchup graphics on and off. There's a lot of teams that are playing one another in the top 10, so there's going to be a lot of movement next week, and I do not envy the regional committee to try and put those teams in any order after this week because, like I said, Cal U Slip Rock's going to affect the regional rankings. That Notre Dame Pembroke game will affect the regional rankings if Pembroke can get a win. That Kutztown Westchester game could affect the regional rankings. So let's switch over. You just brought up Findlay. Let's talk about there are two big matchups in the GMAC. We're going to start first with Ashland at Findlay because Findlay and Tiffin are both in the regional rankings this week, and Ashland is not a team to sleep on.
Yeah, they've always been known to be tough out there in that GMAC. I mean, they took Notre Dame to overtime in the very first game of the season in their non-conference matchup. A game they should have won, actually. Had a really surprising play call there. They had a 4th and 1 or 2, if I remember correctly. They chose to throw the ball, and it was picked off instead of running for the first. But it's a tough team. You're going to have to watch out for them. They could definitely spoil things. Yeah,
and then the other matchup, Tiffin versus Walsh. I would think the smart fan would put their support behind Tiffin because Walsh not having a great year. But again, those are two matchups that, you got to watch because they're 9-10 and, the committee, even though there's no automatic bids, you better believe there's some phone calls coming from schools and from the GMAC saying, hey, we need some representation, So I think you're going to see unless the bottom would fall out of Tiffin and Findlay the last 2 weeks, you're going to probably see one of those two teams somehow sneak in. And this is a perfect week to see that movement if they win because of the matchups we talked about. And there's another matchup in the Northeast 10 that could throw a monkey wrench. Bentley versus New Haven. And we kind of talked on the phone the other day. Should New Haven beat Bentley, that would move New Haven up and Bentley down. And depending on other matchups, results of matchups, that could just cause a bomb to go off in the Super Region 1 rankings.
It'll set up a long weekend for the committee, that's for sure. They'll have a lot of things to review should that happen.
And I watched a little bit of the Bentley game this past weekend, and, because obviously you're seeing a lot of MEC football. I'm seeing a lot of PSAC football. Two different styles, and so every conference has a different identity. And the Bentley identity in that conference is, it seems like for the couple series I watched, it seems like they're very responsible on offense. They're not going to do anything that's going to put their quarterback in any stress. They're not going to chuck it 80 yards down the field every play. They're, it's very responsible offense, running the ball, a lot of balance. And defensively, they look solid on defense. Now, I didn't get a chance to watch it. I actually tried to watch some of the New Haven game, but they have a blue field, and that hurts my head. So I got about 30 seconds in, and I'm like, well, we'll just leave that as a mystery. But that's a game that I know both of us are going to be looking at entirely this weekend.
It's really going to set up for a super interesting week. I mean, there's going to be a lot of scores, a lot of scoreboard watching. I know I'll be watching it. You probably will be as well. But, I mean, you've also got a great matchup in front of you. It's going to be a long weekend.
And on the graphic, there's two more matchups we have on there. They're both from the PSAC. Not that I don't think either of these matchups will be close games, but they are teams in the region. Shepherd will be facing East Stroudsburg. East Stroudsburg is playing a lot better football this year, but I think Shepherd is really starting to circle the wagons to make a run into the playoffs. And then Shippensburg also in the top 10. They will be playing Lock Haven, and I don't see that game being close. Lock Haven is having a bad year, and I believe they are in the let's get through the end of the season phase of the season.
But really, any final thoughts here before we wrap up this week's edition of the show?
For me, like I said, I think the games to watch that are going to see a lot of the two games I think that are going to have the most, I'll say three. They're going to have the most impact on possibly throwing the regional rankings into just chaos. Kutztown, Westchester, Cal U Slippery Rock, and Bentley New Haven. Those three games, should there be upsets, and when I say upsets, the lower seed being the higher seed, that is going to cause you at that point you better put the regional rankings in the blender and then just hit go, because that will cause them to just be crazy. I don't think you're going to see all three higher seeds lose. I do think you might see one or two, just because I think all six teams that are playing in those games know what's at stake, and the lower seeds know that they can either play spoiler or really solidify their chances and help their chances with the committee going forward. How about you?
Yeah, I mean, I'll be keeping attention to Notre Dame and Pembroke, and we'll see if UNCP can separate the tie at the top of the Mountain East and send Frostburg State to their first championship at the D2 level, which I would enjoy a lot. But before we get out of here, why don't you tell everybody where they can watch Cal and Slippery Rock and all the other things that you might want to look out for?
So Cal Slippery Rock this Saturday, CUTV will have live coverage on our YouTube channel, CUTV Sports 1. Also, WCAL will have live coverage on the radio. We will not have a live link on the PSAC portal this week because volleyball will be taking that spot. They were playing at home at 1 o'clock. But if you are beholden to the PSAC portal, the Slippery Rock Athletics site will have coverage of the game as well. So multiple ways of following Cal Slippery Rock. And I know you have a fun weekend ahead of you. How about yourself? Where can people hear that golden voice?
Yeah, West Virginia Wesleyan. It's the Bobcat Bowl here in Frostburg, Maryland. West Virginia Wesleyan Bobcats versus the Frostburg State Bobcats. FSU up the 20th, of course, in the poll this week across the country. And you can tune in here. 12:45 pregame will start for the Frostburg State home stream, which you can see through Mountain East TV. And then you can also tune in for the audio link from 99.5 WDZN Cumberland. 12:45 pregame rolling into a 1 o'clock kickoff.
It's going to be a great weekend, and hopefully if you get there early enough, you can go to the West Virginia Wesleyan bookstore and it actually be open this time. Last time we were there, it wasn't open.
Yeah, last time we were there with Dylan, didn't get to see much, but he was definitely excited to show off the home turf. Little did I know that about 2 to 3 years later, that would actually be a place that I'll see later on for basketball season. And it's hard to think we're even thinking about that maybe even a basketball show like this will be appearing later on in the year.
Heck yeah. So it's an exciting time of the season, that's for sure. But take it home because we got a second half of action to look at.
Yeah, it's going to be a great one for all you guys watching the Cal U stream. But once again, this has been the Super Region Roundup for Region 1. Colin Kirkwood and Gary Smith. We'll see you again next week to put a bow on everything around the region.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Mahalik-Thompson Stadium here in Slippery Rock, Pennsylvania, where the Rock have the lead over the Vulcans 21-10 as we are about set to kick off for the second half of this showdown right here. In case you're just joining in, my name is Peyton Trollinger. I'm the only one here on the call. My broadcast partner, my usual color analyst, Jonathan Sakaguchi, a little bit under the weather, couldn't make the trip. So it's just going to be me and the rest of our awesome CUTV crew. And we're going to have a great broadcast as we've had already. Fireworks have been fired here today. We've seen a lot of them. Two teams not known for liking each other very much. The PSAC-WEST rivalry right here. Cal U is going to be set to kick off. It's Beatco that will kick. Slippery Rock will take advantage of the ball first. Cal U got the ball first, and Slippery Rock will get it to start off the second half. Beatco setting the ball down. They will kick off at their own 35-yard line. That's where the ball is set. And Beatco set. And running up. And this second half of action is ready to be underway at Mahalik Thompson Stadium. And Vulcan starting off nicely, stopping the runner before he gets to the 25. Tyann Lobin on the stop there for the Vulcans. Slippery Rock will take over 1st and 10 with their own 24-yard line. Grover and the offense comes out onto the field. Rock trying to extend this lead and put it away for sure. Vulcan's still trying to hang on. Defense is doing a good job so far at keeping Cal in this. Grover now taking the snap, giving it off to his back real quick, and he makes the most of what he can. On the run there was Holtz. Picks up a nice gain of about 4 or 5 on the play. 2nd and 5 now for the Rock. During halftime, we got to see both the SRU and Cal U bands both play, both amazing at what they do, able to be the halftime entertainment. But here we go. Grover gonna fake the pass. He's gonna run it himself. He's picking up the first down and a little bit more. He was stopped there on the play by Jacob Siegel, and that's enough for the Rock first down. And now the ball is spotted at the SRU 35-yard line. Fresh set of sticks for them. The Rock with 3 receivers on the far side of your screen, 1 here to the near. Grover setting a man in motion. Grover now handing it off to Holtz. He finds a hole, and he's brought down there by the Vulcan defense. Nice pickup, about 8 or 9 there on the play. Excuse me, it looked like 8 or 9. Probably a gain of about 6 there on the play. The 2nd and 4 now for the Rock. SRU now spots the ball at their own 41-yard line. Again, 2nd and 4 now. 2nd and 4 now for Slippery Rock. 2 on the near, 1 on the far. Grover takes the snap, drops back, feeling pressure, steps up in the pocket, firing in the middle of the field, and it's caught nicely there by Sweeting. And that's a Slippery Rock first down yet again. The Rock got a little bit of momentum to ride on to start this half off. Now in Cal U territory at the 40-yard line. That's where Grover and the offense will set up. And we have a Rock player that's down. He went down late on the play. That's Sweeting. Ncaa Sweeting, a little shaken up there on the play. And if he's seriously shaken up, that's a huge loss for Slippery Rock. We've called his name multiple times today, even registering a touchdown, that big touchdown for Slippery Rock. Looks like he's able to get up with a little bit of help. He's going to kind of jog his way off the field there. And good thing he is hopefully going to be okay, and we'll get to see him a little bit later in this game. Again, that'd be a huge loss for Slippery Rock if he's not okay. The Rock now with the offense. 3 here on the near side. Grover with the man to his left. PA pass caught nicely, and he is forced out of bounds there. On the catch was Wynn Jr. I believe the tackle where he was forced out of bounds there by Martin Jr. If he could pick up of about 4 on the play officially. 2nd and 6 now for the Rock. Ball spotted at the Cal U 36-yard line. 2nd and 6. 2 and 2 on either side for Slippery Rock. Grover drops back, goes to his right, firing, and it's to no one. He was feeling the pressure of the Cal U defense and just decides to throw it away. On the pressure there was Gabe Miller, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 6 now for the Rock. Again, and then it's going to be a flag here on the play. We're going to see a offsides call going against the Vulcans. Haven't seen a whole lot of penalties committed by Cal U, but this might be one of the first ones. And SRU is definitely not going to say no to that. That's going to be a 5-yard penalty. Going to be 2nd and 1 now for the Rock. Ball spotted at the Cal U 31-yard line, 2nd and 1. Grover, the snap, gives it to Holtz. Holtz, big stop there by the Vulcan defense, and it's going to be a loss of a couple there on the play, and it's 3rd down, Slippery Rock. Taking a look here at this replay, you see Grover there in the shotgun. He just quickly tries to give it to Holtz. Holtz tried to cut it back there, and he was met very nicely by the Cal U line. Coming up with the original stop was Derek Corboy. Defense chance from the Vulcan sides. 2 and 2 for Slippery Rock. Grover takes the snap, feeling pressure, and he's brought down for the Cal U sack. Coming up with that play, Israel Xavier, big sack there for the Vulcans, and it's 4th down for Slippery Rock. Big loss there on the play. Backing them up to the 41. Looked to be a loss of 10 there on the play for the Vulcans. And they very quickly end this Slippery Rock drive, stop that momentum they had, and now they have a chance to get the ball back here. 4th and 11 for Slippery Rock. They have the punting unit out. Man in motion. The punt, it's nice. And he'll get the punt away. Signaling for a fair catch, Jamal Martin Jr. Nice clean catch, and the Vulcans are very shortly underway to start their first drive here of the half. 21-10 your score, and it has been for quite some time. The Rock and the Vulcans able to have pretty good defense here so far. We're going to take a look here at the Cal U schedule. Most has been played already. We have today's game here at Slippery Rock, and if for some reason the Vulcans end up coming out on the losing bout of this, they will play next week at Bloomsburg, but if they come out with a win, they will go to Kutztown next week for the title game. Here we go, the Vulcans. Edenfield now back, he's on the far side, trips here to the near. Mitchell takes the snap, quick pass to Tarrant, and Tarrant just could not hold on to the ball, and it was ruled a fumble. The ball goes backward, and it was recovered by Slippery Rock. Hunter Merritt jumping on the loose ball. Cam Tarrant just couldn't hold on. And Slippery Rock takes over deep in Cal U territory. And looks like we're going to take a look here at this replay here. Tarrant, he very briefly caught it there, but it was knocked out. The officials rule it a fumble, and Merritt able to jump on the ball. Now Slippery Rock will take over again deep in Cal U territory at about the 16-yard line of Cal. Grover now back out on the field. Takes the snap. He's going to hand it off to his back, and he's stopped there. Maybe a gain of 1 there on the play. Vulcans came up with a nice defensive stop there. I believe that was number 55, Gerald Brown, on the stop. 10:25 to go here in the third quarter. The Rock trying to extend their lead and take advantage of that turnover by Cal. Grover here in the pistol. Again, he's gonna keep it for himself, and he was feeling a lot of Vulcan pressure. He's gonna throw it to the ground, and it's third down for the Rock. Pressure applied there by Dylan Boitos, and it will be 3rd and 8 now for the Rock. Taking over at the Vulcan 14-yard line. Vulcans with the defense chant. This is a big third down for them. Again, Slippery Rock deep in Cal U territory at the 14-yard line. SRU bunching it up here on the far side of your screen. Grover drops back. Feeling a bit of pressure and incomplete. What coverage there by Jacob Siegel. Breaks up the pass, and it's 4th and 8 now for the Rock. Let's take a look at this replay here. Grover, he's going to go here to the weak side. He drops back, nice placement. He has the right idea, but Siegel just coming out from behind, and he's able to knock the ball away. 4th down for the Rock. Slippery Rock's going to bring out the field goal unit. Kyle Butts, the snap, the kick, it's up. And it is through the uprights, put 3 up on the board for the Rock. And we're going to just quickly send it here to commercial break. When we come back, Slippery Rock has a 24-10 lead over the Vulcans here on CUTV Sports 1 and the Vulcan Radio Network. We will be right back.
Back by popular demand and better than ever is late night dining in the Ncaa Student Center. Join us starting Monday, October 18th at the hot spot for evening dining, Ncaa Evening Eats, located on the 2nd floor of Ncaa next to Umami. Open Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. to 11:30 p.m., and on weekends, 7:30 p.m. to 11:30 p.m., Ncaa Evening Eats is a one-stop shop for your favorite menu items. Orders can be placed through our mobile app or at the designated Evening Eats kiosk. We can't wait to see you there.
And welcome back to the broadcast here on CUTV Sports 1. The Rock just was able to put 3 up on the board with the field goal from Kyle Butts. 24-10 now is the lead for Slippery Rock over California. 10 minutes left to play here in the third quarter. And Butts, squib kick over to Cal. They're going to try to return this. It was muffed, actually. It was going to be an attempted return there. Almost a bad look there for Cal, but they're going to recover, and the ball will be spotted at the Vulcan 26-yard line, 1st and 10. The offense trying to forget what happened last play. Mitchell threw a pass over to Tarrant. Tarrant couldn't hold on. The ball was knocked out of his hands. Slippery Rock was able to fall on it, and resulting in 3 points there for the Rock. Just under 10 minutes again left to play here in the third quarter. Cal U spreading it out there on the far side of the field with 3. Mitchell in the backfield. Takes the snap. Feeling pressure, dumping it off to his running back out in the middle of the field. He catches it, and he's met there by Slippery Rock. Coming up with the catch there was Cameron. A nice pickup there of about 6 on the play, about 5 or 6. And it looks to be about a 2nd and 5 now for the Vulcans. Cal U takes over their own 30-yard line. Officially, it's 2nd and 6.
Now 2nd down.
2 receivers on the far side, 1 here on the near. Cameron in the backfield, Mitchell. Taking the snap, drops back, firing towards the far side, and the pass was intended for Derek Lockhart. Cal U is not happy. They're looking for a pass interference call, but they're not going to get it. On the coverage there was Davion Franklin, and he does a good job with the coverage. It's 3rd and 6 now for the Vulcans. Vulcan faithful not happy at all about that kind of call there. Again, no flags have been thrown. Clean coverage to the officials. It'll be 3rd and 6 now. Vulcans at their own 30-yard line. 2 and 1. 2 on the far, 1 on the near. Mitchell takes the snap. Dropping back. Time in the pocket. Much time. Rolling to his right. Dumps it off to Cameron. And Cameron in and out of his hands. Incomplete. The Vulcans come up with a 4th and 6. Not a good look there for Cal. And the punting unit onto the field again for Cal U. That would have been a drive the Vulcans would have loved to have capitalized on. They can't get anything going. They're going to have to punt it right back to Slippery Rock. Beatco now back to punt for the Vulcans. Snap is good. The punt is deep. Fair catch signaled there by Wynn Jr. Ball was spotted at the SRU 25-yard line. They'll have a fresh set of downs. And now can this Vulcan defense hold strong to keep their offense here in the game? They're going to need some type of big play to maybe try to switch the momentum. SRU having all of it here to start this second half of play. Just under 9 minutes left to play here in the third quarter. SRU up 24-10 over Cal. 3 receivers on the far side, 1 on the near. Grover takes the snap, trying to step up, fires in the middle of the field, and he was caught nicely by Sweeting, and that's enough to move the chains for the Rock. The Rock now coming back out here on offense. 2 on the near, 1 on the far. Grover in the shotgun. Dropping back, Grover. Passing, completed to his receiver. He sheds a man, and it's another first down there for the Rock. Back-to-back catches, pretty big catches there for Slippery Rock. Litwin was able to come down with it, remain control. And the clock is going to continue to tick here. 8:25 left to play here in this third quarter. In the Cal U territory, Slippery Rock at the 47. Grover, again, dropping back. Pressure, firing in the middle of the field, and he catches it. He's wide open. Taylor misses the tackle, and it's an SRU touchdown brought in by Jermaine Wynn Jr., and they stretch this lead out even further. Take a look here at this replay here. Grover able to find Wynn Jr. almost wide open. Taylor just cannot wrap up, and Wynn Jr. trots to the back of the end zone for another 6 for Slippery Rock. Butts now with the extra point attempt. Snap. Kick is up, and it is well through the uprights. Slippery Rock now extends their lead 31-10 over the Vulcans. We're going to have to send it to commercial break here for CUTV Sports 1 and the Vulcan Radio Network. We'll be right back after these messages. Don't go anywhere.
The Cal U Cupboard connects students to information, services, and resources both on and off campus while providing free items such as food, school supplies, personal hygiene items, and more to our students. Visit our 2 locations at the Vulcan Village Clubhouse and Italy Student Center, or for a contactless option, visit bit.ly.com/Cal U Cupboard to request food or give donations. For important Cal U information, community resources, and our how-to series, follow at Cal U Cupboard on Instagram and the campus-wide announcements.
And welcome back to the broadcast here on CUTV Sports 1. Before we cut it to commercial break, Slippery Rock was able to extend their lead again. 31-10 is your score here from Mahalik Thompson Stadium in Slippery Rock, Pennsylvania. The Vulcans got to answer quick here. They need a couple to stay into this game. Butts is set to kick the ball right back over to Cal U. The kick is up, and it's a squib kick. And the Vulcans are going to try to return it here. Not much of a return there. Picked up by John Hutchinson. And he's able to bring the ball around the 30-yard line. Going to see where it's going to be marked at officially. Ball officially spotted at the Cal U 34-yard line, 1st and 10. Mitchell and this offense have to do something here to stay into this game. The SRU defense has been suffocating as well as their offense, able to put some points up on the board. 8:06 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. 2 receivers on the far side, 1 here on the near. Mitchell takes the snap, handing it off to Cameron. Cameron to the near side, picks up the 1st down and a little bit more, and that's a Vulcan 1st down. Isaiah Cameron keeps the drive going. And we have a shaken up SRU player there on the play. Hunter Merritt, a little slow to get up. Trainer's out on the field. An official timeout's called. And looks like he's able to get up on his own power here. Again, that was Merritt. Pretty big part of this SRU defense. It'd be a shame to see him go. He's made a couple big stops for the Rock. And we're going to take a look here at our PSAC schedule. We have this game, of course, Edinburgh and Clarion face off, IUP Seton Hill, Gannon, Mercyhurst, Kutztown against Westchester, Stroudsburg versus East Stroudsburg versus Shepherd, Bloomsburg and Millersville, and Lock Haven battling it off against Shippensburg. Pretty good matchups there. A couple of them have some playoff indications. Cal U back and set. 3 there on the far side. Mitchell with the snap. Firing in the middle of the field. And the flag is thrown on the play. Looks to be an incomplete pass. A pass intended there for Jaquay Jackson. Let's see the official call. And it's going to be a pass interference call going against the Rock. And Cal U is going to take that. Now they're deep into SRU territory. Ball spotted. The 43-yard line of the Rock. 7:55 to go in the 3rd quarter. 31-10 is your score from Mahalik Thompson Stadium. Mitchell in the pocket. Firing downfield to Jaquay Jackson. And it's incomplete. Flag was thrown on the play. Looks to be maybe an offsides or false start call, but we are going to see what this is. The official call is going to be. And Slippery Rock coming up with another penalty. False start. They jumped the gun on the Vulcans. Cal U take an extra 5-yard gain from the penalty. It's 1st and 5 now. From the SRU, looks to be the 36-yard line. Excuse me, the ball at the 37. Lockhart and Edenfield on the far side. Tarrant and Kalechi here on the near. Cameron in the backfield with Mitchell. Taking the snap, giving it off to Cameron. Cameron tripped up on the play. He's able to pick up a few, and that'll bring up a 2nd down for the Vulcans. Maybe a gain of 1 there on the play. It's going to be 2nd and 5 now for Cal U. Two and 2 on either side for the Vulcans. Mitchell doesn't like what he sees. He's going to adjust. Cameron still in the backfield with Mitchell. SRU trying to make a lot of noise so Cal U can't communicate. Mitchell takes a snap, drops back in the pocket, firing downfield, and overthrown by Cam Tarrant. A flag is thrown, and this doesn't look good for SRU. Selvin Haynes trying to plead his case with the official, and I don't think he's going to get his way. He ended up being on the coverage trying to guard Cam Tarrant. Let's see what the officials are going to say here. Officials still talking this one over. And I think we have the call here. Let's see what it is. And it officially is a pass interference call going against the Rock. Again, taking another penalty at Slippery Rock. Not very disciplined is the Rock, but they still lead it on the scoreboard 31-10. The Vulcans trying to keep pushing. Pass interference call. It's going to move the ball up quite nicely for Cal. Ball spotted just outside the red zone at the SRU 21-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Vulcans. Tarrant, Jackson, and Lockhart here on the near side. Cameron to the right of Mitchell. Edenfield's going to kick out to the far side. The snap, Mitchell takes it. Firing in the middle of the field, and it was intended for Lockhart. And Cal U was looking for another pass interference call. They're not going to get it this time. Covered nicely there by Davion Franklin, and we have another Rock player that's shaken up. 6:56 left to play here in the third quarter. 31-10 your score from Slippery Rock, Pennsylvania. And looks like they're going to get him up there on his own feet. Looks to be a little bit of a, he's limping a little bit. He's going to need some help from the trainers. Injured player from Slippery Rock, number 1, Garrett Dabian. So hopefully he comes back into this game. Like I said earlier, you never want to see any injured players, especially even if it's a game like this. Huge game, winner takes all. Cal U trying to generate a little bit of momentum. They've been stopped a lot lately. Just outside of the red zone at the SRU 21-yard line. It's 2nd and 10 for the Vulcans. Jackson and Tarrant to the near side. Lockhart on the far. 2 backs with Mitchell. Mitchell drops back. Firing to the end zone. And intended for Cam Tarrant. No flag on the play. It's 3rd down for the Vulcans. Nice coverage there by the Rock. Able to keep it clean there for the most part. And again, it's a 3rd down for Cal U. This is a huge 3rd down. They have to convert if they want to keep in this game. And here we go. The offense is set. Again, Tarrant Jackson on the near. Lockhart on the far. Cameron with Mitchell taking the snap. Noah stepping up in the pocket. And he was intended target was Derek Lockhart, and a flag is thrown. Derek Lockhart was the intended receiver on that. Almost would have caught it. Slippery Rock still trying to plead their case here. We're going to see what this is. And the officials mark it a pass interference call yet again, going against the Rock. And that's going to move Cal U up even further into Slippery Rock territory. An automatic 1st down for the Vulcans. It's 1st and goal now for Cal U. Deep in SRU territory. Ball spotted about the 6-yard line of the Rock. 6:46 left to play here in the third quarter. 31-10 your score. Cal U trying to get up here on the board. Tarrant, Jackson, and Lockhart here on the near. Mitchell doesn't like what he sees. He's going to call a little bit of an audible. Cameron switching positions. SRU's making it loud here. Mitchell takes the snap. Dropping back. Firing to the end zone. And it's going to be overthrown. Intended target was Lockhart. Pass goes out of bounds. It's 2nd and goal now for Cal. There's a flag there thrown on the play around the, looks to be the 16-yard line. We're going to see what this is about. Officials trying to talk this one over here. Waiting for the call. And it's going to be a holding call going against the Vulcans. They haven't had too many penalties, but they take one at a bad time here. It's going to back them up a little bit. Still going to be 1st and goal. And trying to see where the ball is going to be placed here. Ball officially spotted at the SRU 16-yard line. 1st and goal for the Vulcans. 2 on the near, 1 on the far. The Rock trying to clamp down here on defense to stop the Vulcans, but can Cal U take advantage here and put another one up on the board? Mitchell takes the snap, firing to the end zone again. And this intended target was Shaquay Jackson. It was defended nicely by the Rock. It'll be 2nd and goal. Believe on the coverage there was Deshaun Wright, called his name a few times. And he forces a 2nd and goal now for the Vulcans. 6:35 left to play here in the third quarter. Again, 31-10 is your score if you're just joining us here. Very important playoff implications here. Winner will go and play Kutztown next week for the PSAC title. Let's see what happens. Tarrant in motion. Vulcans, Mitchell with the snap, feeling pressure, and he's just going to spike it to the ground. It looked like a little bit of a late hit. And no call was thrown. Vernick applying the pressure for the Rock, and he forces a 3rd and goal for Cal. There's no flag thrown on the play.
There's no foul for intentional grounding. Number 26 was
Officials gonna not call the intentional grounding as it was intended for Cameron. 6:32 left to play here in the third quarter. 3rd and goal now for Cal U. They have to convert here. Slippery Rock making it loud. And officials blow the whistle. And it looks to be an SRU timeout. They got the timeout in just before Mitchell made the snap. It's going to be their first timeout of the half. 6:31 left to play. 31-10 your score here from Halleck-Thompson Stadium, Slippery Rock, Pennsylvania. Very great crew I'm working with here today. Gary behind the scenes with fellow Matt Bonzo. Amazing camera people here as well. And we're going to just quickly again take a look at this PSAC schedule. Obviously you're tuned in to watch the Cal U Vulcans take on the Slippery Rock Rock. And the Golden Eagles face off against Edinburgh, coming off of an upset win against IUP. Crimson Hawks trying to redeem themselves against Seton Hill. Gannon battling out against Mercyhurst. Kutztown battling Westchester. East Stroudsburg going to Shepherd. Bloomsburg travels to Millersville, and Lock Haven is set to face off against Shippensburg. Just a little PSAC action just around the division, around the conference here. Vulcans and the Rock now set up 3rd and goal. Trips to the near side. It's Tarrant, Jackson, and Lockhart on the near. Edenfield on the far side. Richie Sykes to the right of Noah Mitchell. The Rock looking for a big defensive stop here. The Vulcans trying to put one up on the board. Mitchell takes the snap. Fires to the end zone again. Oh, and it's just out of the hands of Jaquay Jackson. Almost a perfect pass there by Mitchell. And just slightly overthrown. It's 4th and goal now for the Vulcans. It looks like the Cal U offense is going to stay out on the field almost because they have to. The Rock making it very loud and very unmanageable for Cal U over on their side. 6:26 to go in the third quarter. Vulcans, 4th and goal. They have to convert here. 2 on the near, 1 on the far. Mitchell with the snap to the end zone again. And a flag is thrown there on the play. Intended receiver was Derek Lockhart. It just went in his hands. Again, flag was thrown on the play, and that's not what you want if you're SRU. And it is another pass interference call going against the Rock. And that's an automatic first down for the Vulcans. That is a huge play there for the Vulcans. The Rock shooting themselves in the foot with the pass interference call. All they had to do was just break up the pass, and it would have been their ball. Since they took the pass interference call, again, an automatic first down for the Vulcans. Cal U now spotted at the SRU 2-yard line, and they have hope here again. Vulcans hurrying up. Mitchell up the middle, gives it to the back, and he is stopped right before the plane. Nice stop there by the Rock. He gave it to Isaiah Cameron. He just couldn't punch it in. 2nd and goal. Second and goal for the Vulcans. SRU trying to make a couple personnel changes for this big 2nd and goal. Mitchell again hurrying it up under center. PA pass, and SRU reads it like a book. Sack on the play. Coming up with a sack was number 13, Chad Kuhn, and a big loss for the Vulcans as it's 3rd and goal. And they're at the SRU, looks to be the 13-yard line. That's not ideal for the Vulcans at all. A big defensive stop there by Kuhn. 3rd and goal, ladies and gentlemen, for the Vulcans. Lockhart Jackson to the far side. Tarrant and Kalechi on the near. Cameron in the back with Mitchell. Mitchell takes the snap. Officials blow the whistle. Flag was thrown. And it'll be a delay of game call going against the Vulcans. And that's again going to knock them back. And, you know, they take the sack and then they take the delay of game. It's going to back them up another 5 yards. Cal U has to make the best of this situation they put themselves in. Ball at the 13-yard line of the Rock. 3rd and goal, 4:40 left to play in the 3rd. Mitchell, the snap, fires, and it is incomplete. Intended for Lockhart, broke up by Davion Franklin, and it's 4th and goal now for the Vulcans. All or nothing here. It looks like the Vulcans are going to send Biko and the special teams unit to try to punch in a field goal. 4:37 to play in the third quarter. Biko is set to kick the extra point. Tarrant to hold. Awaiting the snap. Good snap. Tarrant hold. Biko. The kick is up. And it is through the uprights. Calu settles with the field goal. Put 3 up on the board for them. And we're going to have to set it to commercial break. When we come back, Slippery Rock is leading over California 31-13 for CUTV Sports 1 and the Vulcan Radio Network. Don't go anywhere.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a 4th ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Welcome back to CUTV Sports 1 for our great broadcast here. Biko set to kick the ball right back to Slippery Rock after they settled for 3. Could have gotten a touchdown. They couldn't do it. The Rock stood strong. And like I said, they settled for 3 there, able to get some type of points. 31-13 is your score here at Mahalik-Thompson Stadium. And the Rock will take over 1st and 10. Looks the ball to be spotted at the 20-yard line after the touchback from Biko. The Rock offense now onto the field, led by Grover. .432 to play in the third quarter. The Rock with the ball. Grover switching a couple things up. Takes the snap, giving it off to his running back up the middle. I believe that was Holtz there on the carry. It's going to be a pickup of about maybe 5 there on the play. 2nd and 5. Ball spotted at the SRU 30-yard line. Slippery Rock has done a great job today on containing California. They've been doing a good job on defense, making the stops they need, and the offense has been able to put a lot of points up on the board because of it. Grover with the snap. He's going to take it for himself, and he's just going to roll off to his right and give himself up. Pickup of about a yard there on the play, if that. Yes, it will be a pickup of 1. It's going to be 3rd and 4 now. Ball at the Slippery Rock 31-yard line. 3rd and 4. Clock ticking, 3:25 left to play in the third quarter. Calu trying to make it loud here. Grover takes the snap, looking, firing, and what a nice catch there. He brings it down. Clean reception by the Rock, and that's enough to move the chains for Slippery Rock. On the catch there was Jermaine Wynn Jr. It was a little hard to see. It was on the other side of the field there. And nice pickup there for the Rock. Now the Rock is spotted at the 41-yard line in their own territory, 1st and 10. Clock still ticking here, 2:50 to play in the third. 31-13 is your score here. Grover now takes the snap, gives it to his running back. That's Holtz. Pickup of about maybe 3 there on the play. It looks to be 2nd and 7 now for Slippery Rock.
Miller makes the stop for the count.
The Rock know they're up pretty big here. They're going to try to just keep it simple here, keep the run game alive, keep establishing it. and they'll come home with a nice win if they continue to. 3 on the far side, 1 now in motion. Grover drops back, rolls to his right, looks downfield. It's caught there. It's caught by Slippery Rock. And what a catch there by Slippery Rock. It's Jermaine Wynn Jr. advancing Slippery Rock well into Cal U territory. And the Vulcans just couldn't put a stake in the ground. They couldn't block the pass. Look at this replay here. Grover, we see, had some time there in the pocket. Nice throw and an even better catch there by Wynn Jr. It took a couple to bring him down, but he's finally brought down there at the Vulcan 15, 1st and 10. Grover. 2 receivers on either side. Grover now with the snap, giving it off to Holtz. Holtz up the middle there. Maybe a pickup of 1 or 2 there on the play. Pickup of 1, 2nd and 9 now for the Rock. One minute to play here in this third quarter. The Rock are up 31-13 over the Vulcans. The Rock trying to just take their time here. Don't want to force anything. Don't want to make any mistakes. Trips to the near side of your screen. 1 on the far. Grover with the snap. Fakes the handoff to the end zone. And multiple flags are thrown as the pass is incomplete. On the coverage was Nazir Taylor. Intended target there was Litwin. It's not a good look here for the Vulcans. Looks to be a pass interference, but we'll see what it is officially. And that's precisely what it's going to be. The Vulcans take a pass interference call. And Slippery Rock moves to the Vulcan 2-yard line. 1st and goal for the Rock. And they're going to try to put this game out of reach for the Vulcans. But can Cal U try to make some type of stop here? The Rock offense is now on the field. 1-on-1 on either side. Holtz in the backfield with Grover. Red zone defense for the Vulcans. Grover with the snap, giving it off to Holtz. And he'll run it in for the SRU touchdown. It's Evan Holtz. And looks like he's a bit shaken up there. He's hit as he was running the ball, and he's still there on the ground. Now he's able to get up on his own power. He looks to be limping there. He's going to be carried off by his teammates. And looking at that replay there again, Holtz kind of landed a funny way there. Not the most natural landing there, but SRU puts up another 6 there on the Vulcans. Holtz now being escorted off the field. Very big part of this SRU offense. Kyle Butts to attempt the extra point. And the kick is up. And it is through the uprights cleanly. And we're going to have to send it to commercial break. Your score, SRU 38, Cal U 13 for CUTV Sports 1 and 91.9 FM. We'll be right back after these messages.
Back by popular demand and better than ever is late night dining in the Ncaa Student Center. Join us starting Monday, October 18th at the hot spot for evening dining, Ncaa Evening Eats, located on the 2nd floor of Ncaa next to Umami. Open Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. to 11:30 p.m., and on weekends, 7:30 p.m. to 11:30 p.m., Ncaa Evening Eats is a one-stop shop for your favorite menu items. Orders can be placed through our mobile app or at the designated Evening Eats kiosk. We can't wait to see you there.
welcome back here to the broadcast here on CUTV Sports 1. Recently, Slippery Rock extended their lead 38-13 over Cal U. Not looking very nice for the Vulcans. 34 seconds to play here in this third quarter. Butts ready to kick off back to Cal U. And the kick is up. Kind of a low kick there. And the Vulcans are just going to see it to be out of bounds. Officials are going to throw a flag for that one. And it's going to be a kick out of bounds going against Slippery Rock for sure.
Untouched by the receivers. California has elected to take the ball at the 35-yard line. First down.
Cal U elects to take the ball at the 35-yard line. Very good for the Vulcans. Nice starting field position. And the offense back out on the field. Tarrant Lockhart on the far side. Jackson here on the near. Mitchell with Cameron to his left. Takes the snap. Giving it off to Cameron. Finds a hole. Juking defenders. And he picks up the first down and a tad bit more, and he's brought down. And that's a Vulcan first down. And a flag is thrown late after the play. Looked to be a little bit of jawing between Slippery Rock and Cal U. See what the call is here.
After the play was over, personal foul, defense, unnecessary roughness.
And it's going to be a personal foul, unnecessary roughness going against the Rock.
Penalty from the end of the run, automatic, first down.
And that's another automatic first down. It's going to be marked at the end of the run, and that's where they're going to start walking the 15 yards for that personal foul. I've noticed here Slippery Rock, they are on the scoreboard the better team, but are very undisciplined. They've taken lots and lots of penalties. So far hasn't bitten them in the butt so far, but not a very good look. I'm sure Coach Lutz over there is not happy with that part of the game, at least. 2 and 2 on either side for the Vulcans. 8 seconds. Mitchell takes the snap. Mitchell firing downfield, and it is brought in nicely by Cam Tarrant. And it'll be a Vulcan first down, and that'll bring us to the end of the third quarter. The Rock have a lead of 38-13 over the Vulcans. We're going to just quickly send it to commercial break. We'll be back to the fourth quarter for CUTV Sports 1 and the Vulcan Radio Network. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
If you are looking for a Christian club that features Bible study and spiritual nourishment, then come find your family with New Life Cal U. Swing by Oasis every Tuesday at 7 p.m. in Italy 321 to explore faith through Bible study, games, and fellowship. Or stop by Converge on Thursdays at 7 p.m. in the Natali Rotunda to make friends and enjoy life through casual hangouts. Everyone is welcome. Connect with New Life Cal U at www.newlifecalu.com/connect.
And welcome back to our broadcast here on CUTV Sports 1, live from Mahalik Thompson Stadium in Slippery Rock, Pennsylvania, where the Rock have a commanding lead over the Vulcans 38-13 as we get ready to start this fourth quarter of action. And Cal U still in possession. It wasn't a first down with that completed pass from Tarrant, but it will be a 2nd and 1. From the SRU 31, Mitchell drops back, feeling pressure. He's going to air it out downfield. And a flagrant pass interference call going against the Rock. The intended target there was Jaquay Jackson. And you saw there on the play, pushed his back, the SRU player, and Jackson had no way to catch that. Multiple flags were thrown there on the play. And it will officially be a pass interference call specifically against Kadera Roberts. That was the culprit. And now the Vulcans 1st and 10 within the red zone of SRU at the 16-yard line. Mitchell, the snap, giving it to Cameron. Cameron finding a lane on the outside. He tries to fight his way through, getting positive yards all the way through, and a nice run there by Isaiah Cameron. Bring the ball within the 10-yard line. Taking a look at this replay here again. Mitchell giving it off to Cameron. Cameron is trying to use his speed. Doesn't have the best size there, but he uses it to his advantage. A couple Vulcans trying to push him forward as well. 2nd and 1 now for the Vulcans. Ball spotted at the SRU 7-yard line. Jackson on the near, Tarrant and Lockhart to the far. Mitchell with the snap, giving it to Cameron, and he is wrapped up nicely by Tristan McDonald of the Rock. It will be a 3rd down and 1 for the Vulcans. Excuse me, the officials are going to say Cameron crossed it, and it'll be a 1st down for the Vulcans, 1st and goal for Cal U. And they're within the 10-yard line, specifically at the 7 of the Rock. We've seen the SRU red zone defense. It's been pretty good all game. Can they come up with another stop, or will Cal U break the pattern? Officials, Coach Dunn's going to call a timeout, and Cal U will call their first timeout of the half with 13:31 left to play here in the final quarter of action. 38-13 is your score. And we're going to take a look here at the NCAA Super Region 1 rankings. Bentley at the top, 8-0. Kutztown right there, right under them at 8-1. Shepherd also 8-1 at 3. The Cal U Vulcans sitting currently at 4th, but if the game continues to go as it does, they will definitely be dropping. Notre Dame right behind them. New Haven, Slippery Rock at that 7th spot. Shippensburg, Tiffin, and Findlay. And we do have a final score here from Kutztown. Kutztown with the upset. Well, not the upset. They come out 21-14. Very close game. Westchester put up quite the fight there against the PSAC East champs Kutztown. And now we're back into the action here at Mahalik Thompson Stadium. 3 to the near, 1 to the far. Mitchell. Gonna reset here. Mitchell takes the snap. Gonna give it off to Cameron up the middle. And he looks to be just short of the plane, and a good stop there by the Rock defense at 2nd and goal now for the Vulcans. Ball spotted at about the 2-yard line of the Rock. Couple personnel changes now for either team. 13 minutes left to play here in this final quarter of action. It's been a great game so far. Let's see what this 4th quarter can deliver. Vulcans. Mitchell giving it to Cameron. Cameron, are they going to say he's in? And he is in. It's Isaiah Cameron for the Cal U touchdown. Vulcans back up on the board here. That's another 6 for Cal U. Vulcans desperately needing an answer, and they finally got it with Isaiah Cameron just right up the middle there. Nothing too fancy from Mitchell and company. California needed some type of answer, and they got it back. They are down quite a... The offense is going to stay out on the field. They're going to go for 2. Jackson, Lockhart, and Jackson on the near side here. Cameron going to switch sides. Mitchell in the shotgun. Officials are going to blow the whistle. And Slippery Rock is going to take a timeout here. They're going to use their 2nd timeout of the half, 1 remaining now. Called it 12:48 left in this fourth quarter. 38-19 currently is your score. Vulcans look to try to go for 2. Looks like SRU breaking the huddle now. Now back to the line of scrimmage. Officials signaling for the Vulcans to return to play here. Again, Cal is going for their 2-point conversion. Little switch up here. Tayshawn Mack now in wide receiver, along with Jackson and Tarrant here on this near side. Lockhart on the far. Mitchell looking over to the sidelines. Noah Mitchell. Isaiah Cameron now switching sides. Mitchell takes the snap, firing to the end zone, and it is underthrown. He tried to go for Tayshawn Mack, and it was a no-go. As we're going to cut it to commercial break here. We'll be right back. The Rock are up on the Vulcans 38-19. Here on CUTV Sports 1 and the Vulcan Radio Network. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
If you are looking for a Christian club that features Bible study and spiritual nourishment, then come find your family with New Life Cal U. Swing by Oasis every Tuesday at 7 p.m. in Italy 321 to explore faith through Bible study, games, and fellowship. Or stop by Converge on Thursdays at 7 p.m. in the Natali Rotunda to make friends and enjoy life through casual hangouts. Everyone is welcome. Connect with New Life Cal U at www.newlifecalu.com/connect.
And welcome back to the broadcast here on CUTV Sports 1, where the Vulcans were able to answer back with a touchdown of their own to make it 38-19. They tried to go there for the 2-point conversion. Mitchell intended for Tayshawn Mack, a little underthrown there. Vulcans just looked to have an onside kick there. I believe it was recovered by the Rock. The offense trots out onto the field. There was a couple flags thrown here on the play, and they're both going to go against Cal U. So it was an offsides call, I believe, on the kick, and also the official said illegal touching. So, with that being said, SRU now takes over in Cal U territory at about the 43-yard line, 1st and 10, 12:48 left to play. Going to hand it off to his back. Just running up the middle there for a short gain. Trying to get the number there on the play. Believe it was number 23 now in it for running back. That's Tim Smith. Pick up maybe a gain of 5 there on the play. 2nd and 5 now for the Rock. Ball spotted at the Cal U 38-yard line. 2nd and 5. Grover again handing it off to his back. Again, Smith was on the carry. Maybe a gain of 2 on the play, we'll say, and it's 3rd and we'll call it 3. Ball now at the 36-yard line of Cal U. 11:38 and counting to play in this final quarter of action. And if you take a look there at the bottom of your screen, there are some scores from around the region. A lot of good ones. Now the snap. He's going to give it off to Smith yet again. up the middle was him. And that'll be another Slippery Rock first down, and they're going to continue this drive. Again, back to those scores there at the bottom. We had an absolute upset. Number 1 ranked Bentley was upset by New Haven 31-14, and that changes a lot there for those Region 1 standings. And the way this game's looking too, it's going to also change a lot for Cal U and Slippery Rock. The Rock 2 here on the near. Grover with the snap, going to give it off to Smith. And a nice little gain as he weaves his way through traffic. It'll be a nice gain. Looks to be about 6 on the play, maybe even 7. And ball will now be spotted at the Cal U 25-yard line. Looks to be 2nd and 3. $10:15 to play here in the 4th. 38-19 is your score in favor of the Rock. Slippery Rock with 3 on the far. Grover, PA pass. It's caught. He's still in bounds, and he tries to get a few more yards there on the play as Jermaine Wynn Jr. able to bring in and haul in the pass there from Grover. Not exactly enough to get the first down, maybe a gain of 2. 3rd and 1 now for the Rock. 9:45 to play here. Ball spotted at the 23-yard line of the Vulcans. Cal U trying to make as much noise as they can. Big 3rd down. Grover handing it off to Smith. Flag is thrown on the play, and play is blown dead. And it's going to be a false start call going against the Rock. And that's not a good play there by the Rock. Now it goes from a 3rd and 1 to, I believe, a 3rd and 6, if I have my math correct. And here we go. The Rock now set. 3rd and 6 now for Slippery Rock after the false start penalty. Grover takes the snap, pitching it off to Smith. Smith trying to find the outside. He tries a spin move, but he is knocked out of bounds by Jamal Martin Jr., and it's a 4th down for the Rock. Excuse me, that was Chris Dior on the carry. My apologies to the watchers and listeners at home. 8:50 and counting to go in the 4th quarter. The Rock have a commanding 38-19 lead. 4th and 4 now for the Rock. They're going to go for this one here. Bunched up a Slippery Rock to the near side, 1 on the far. Dior in the backfield with Grover. He takes the snap. Grover, completed pass, and it said completed, stopped by the Vulcans. Does he have enough? And the officials are going to say he has enough to move the chains, and that's another 1st down for Slippery Rock. Clock still running here, 8:15 to play. Fresh set of 6 now for the Rock. Ball spotted just outside the red zone at the 21-yard line in Cal U territory. 2 on the far, 1 on the near. Grover in the shotgun. Takes it. Gives it off to his back. That's Dior, I believe. Goes up the middle, and maybe a gain of 2 or 3 there on the play. Maybe even 4. And it's good to see the bands are trying to have a little bit of fun here coming towards the end of the game. It's always nice to see. 7:25 and counting. 38-19 your score in favor of the Rock. 2nd and 6 for Slippery Rock. Grover pulled the pass away. Completed pass over to his tight end, and he was hauled down. I believe that was Gabe Miller there on the tackle. Completed pass to number 87. That's Max Majewski, called his name a couple times. Slippery Rock just trying to keep it simple here, keep the time running here, and they'll cruise away to the PSAC title game against Kutztown. That's what it's looking like here. 6:45 and counting now. Stop for a loss. 3rd and 8 now. Grover in the pistol. Gives it off to his back. And he is stopped nicely by the Vulcans. Coming up with a stop there was number 72, and that's Noah Silva. Big stop by the Vulcans. Looks to be no gain on the play. 4th and 8. And 5:55 and counting to go in the 4th quarter here. Slippery Rock just trying to take their time. And Slippery Rock is going to call their final timeout of the quarter, of the half, at 5:42 remaining. And we're going to take a look here at the Slippery Rock schedule. Had a pretty good season, 8-1 overall, 5-1 in the conference. Obviously, they're playing the Cal U Vulcans here today. If somehow the Vulcans come up and upset Slippery Rock, they'll be playing at Shepherd next week. But from the looks of it, Slippery Rock will go on to play Kutztown next week for the PSAC title. And Cal U may not go to the title game, but they will get a share of the PSAC-WEST title. Had a very good season for the Vulcans, but just was not able to get anything going. The Rock are just very powerful, very good on both sides of the ball. The defense coming up with very clutch stops, and the offense, the high-powered offense led by the North Dakota transfer Noah Grover, just too powerful for the Vulcans. Grover now takes the snap, fires, completed pass, and he's knocked out of bounds by Taylor and hauled in there by Sin-Q Sweeting. And it's going to be just short of that first down marker. And it will be a turnover on downs here, I believe. Cal U's going to take the ball very deep in their own territory, around their own 12-yard line. 5:36 to play here in the 4th quarter. The Rock up 38-16 over the Vulcans. 1st and 10 for Cal U. 3 to the far, 1 to the near. Mitchell making sure his Vulcans are set. Game's not over yet, folks. Don't turn away just yet. Mitchell takes the snap. Completed pass to Cam Tarrant. And looks to be he'll just be forced out of bounds. He's going to be short of the first down marker. Looks to be a pickup of 6 or 7 there on the play. We'll call it a pickup of 7. 2nd and 3 now for the Vulcans. 2nd down and 3 now for Cal U. 2 and 2 on either side. Mitchell with the snap. Fires to the near side to Jaquay Jackson. And he's able to make the catch. Tries to avoid defenders. He's still on his feet. And he does have enough to pick up the Vulcan first down and continue this drive. The Vulcans now swat the ball at their own 25-yard line, 1st and 10. 4:40 to play and running down. 3 to the far side. Mitchell takes the snap, firing a big one downfield to Lockhart, and he doesn't have the speed to catch up to it as it was overthrown there by Mitchell. That's going to bring up a 2nd and 10 now for the Vulcans. Vulcans slowly starting to realize their fate here on the bench. Put a good effort in all season. Clock's starting to slowly run down here, though. 4:30 to play here in the 4th. 2 and 2 on either side as the receivers. Kalechi and Jackson here on this near side. Shotgun, Mitchell, quick pass, completed, and a nice completed pass there by Tayshawn Mack, trying to avenge himself, and he still was going there. Play didn't stop until the official blew the whistle, and that's enough for another Vulcan 1st down. It's Tayshawn Mack, completes the pass and keeps the drive going there for Cal U. Vulcans now at their own 39-yard line. 2-2 again on either side. Mitchell in the shotgun takes the snap. Fires in the middle of the field. It's caught nicely by Mack yet again. And he's brought down at the SRU 40-yard line, and that's another Cal U 1st down. Vulcans on a bit of a roll right now. Few completed passes here in a row. Can they continue? Same formation as last, 2 and 2 on either side. Mitchell in the shotgun. Drops back to pass, feeling pressure. He steps up. He's going to take it himself. Mitchell sliding to the ground. Wasn't hit that time. And nice little pickup there. We'll give him 6 yards there on the play. 2nd and 4 now for the Vulcans. Two and 2 again on either side for Cal U. Richie Sykes in the backfield with Mitchell. 3:05 to play. Mitchell takes the snap, steps up. Again, he's going to try to take it himself, and he was brought down by Slippery Rock. He avoids the sack. He picks up a yard there on the play, better than nothing, and it'll be 3rd and 3 now for the Vulcans. Cal U set. 2:35 to play. Mitchell takes the snap, looks to his right, fires, completed pass, and that's to Jaquay Jackson. He's still on his feet, and he was finally pushed out of bounds there by the SRU defense, and that's another Vulcan 1st down. It's been a great drive here for Cal U so far. 2:15 and counting to play here in the 4th. Mitchell takes the snap, dropping back, firing deep, and caught! And that is a Cal U touchdown, hauled in nicely by Derek Lockhart in double coverage. And Cal U answers back for one of their own, put another 6 up on the board for the Vulcans. It's Derek Lockhart. You saw on that replay, Mitchell had a lot of time there in the pocket, and Lockhart able to find the ball in double coverage in the end zone. And Cal U gets some points of their own here, trying to make it a bit more respectable. Biko set to kick the extra point after. Biko, the kick is up, and it is through the uprights confidently. And we're going to have to set it to commercial break here. When we come back, the Rock are up on the Vulcans 38-26 here on CUTV Sports 1 and Vulcan Radio
Back
Network.
by
We'll
popular demand,
back.
better than ever, is late night dining in the Ncaa Student Center. Join us starting Monday, October 18th at the hot spot for evening dining, Ncaa Evening Eats, located on the 2nd floor of Ncaa next to Umami. Open Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. to 11:30 p.m., and on weekends, 7:30 p.m. to 11:30 p.m., Ncaa Evening Eats is a one-stop shop for your favorite menu items. Orders can be placed through our mobile app or at the designated Evening Eats kiosk. We can't wait to see you there.
And welcome back here to Mahalik Thompson Stadium here in beautiful Slippery Rock, Pennsylvania, where just before we cut it to break, the Vulcans put up 7 of their own. It's 38-26. Expect an onside kick here from the Vulcans. They're trying to come back. It is possible, but it's going to be very hard. Vulcans set up for the onside kick. Slippery Rock ready. Biko kicks it off. And almost recovered there by the Vulcans, but Slippery Rock was able to jump up and bring down with it. And it'll be the Rock ball just about at midfield. Some words being exchanged from either team. And you almost have to expect that. It's a very big game. Vulcans, I'm sure, are frustrated. They've had a lot of opportunities. They could not convert on them. And just like I said, the Rock is going to be placed at midfield, right at the 50-yard line. Just over 2 minutes to play here in the final quarter of action. The Rock offense comes onto the field. Vulcans making a few substitutions here. And here we go, 1st and 10 from the 50. Grover with the man in motion. Gives it to his back, runs it up the middle. Gain of about 3 or 4 there on the play. And Cal U is going to call a timeout. And call their second timeout with $1.57 left to play here in this matchup. And like I said earlier, you have to just admire the effort of the Vulcans. Had a great season, defied a lot of expectations, highlighted by the win over at IUP. And again, we're going to take a look here at our PSAC-WEST standings. Cal U and Slippery Rock, they're at the top. IUP, just like we were mentioning, they're at 3rd. Gannon and Seton Hill with 3rd and 4th. Mercyhurst, Edinboro, and Clarion rounding out the PSAC-WEST are at the bottom. And someone's got to be on the bottom, right? I guess. And now both teams come back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 6 now for the Rock offense. All Slippery Rock needs to do is just wind the time and coast home to a victory. Grover with the snap. Gives it off to his back. I believe that's Dior. Excuse me, that was Smith. Another timeout called by the Vulcans. And like I said, another timeout called with 1:49, and that's the final timeout for the Vulcans. And again, we're going to take a look at the Cal U schedule here. Started off the season at Fairmont, got the win. Home for a couple weeks against Lock Haven, Millersville, got the win there. Got a big win on the road against Edinboro, came home, win against Mercyhurst, another win at Gannon. Clarion was ruled a no contest. Again, just like I was saying, season highlighted by that big IUP win on the road, and then they came home, won against Seton Hill. Now is playing Slippery Rock for the title game. It's going to look like they're going to fall short, so next week the Vulcans will be at Bloomsburg for their final game of the season. The Rock, 3rd and 1 now. Going to give it off to the back, and that's enough for the Rock first down, and Slippery Rock starting to celebrate now. They know what this means. They have a first down, they have the ball, Minute 40 to play. Clock is running, no timeouts for the Vulcans. And looks like Cal U is just going to have to face the facts here. Slippery Rock assumes victory formation. They're going to wait as much time as they can off the clock. And Grover just takes the knee. Going to run off about another 40 seconds there on the clock. And just what a game by both of these teams. You have to respect the effort of the Rock, and you also have to respect the effort for the Vulcans. Cal U had a lot of opportunities, just unfortunately were not able to convert on most of them. Slippery Rock now standing on their side of the field. 35 seconds and counting. 8 on the play clock. Grover takes the knee. And that's going to just about do it here from Mahalik-Thompson Stadium as the Rocks storm the field. And they know what it's about. They have just booked their ticket to the PSAC title game against Kutztown at Kutztown. And that right there is going to be, if you thought this was going to be some fireworks, that's going to be a light show next week. And now the Vulcans trying to shake the hands of the team that just beat them. Still, I'm sure, trying to just process defeat here, as they will be at Bloomsburg next week and we'll get a share of the PSAC-WEST title. And that's going to just about wrap it up here for our broadcast here from Mahalik-Thompson Stadium here in Slippery Rock, Pennsylvania. Your final score, the Rock 38, the Vulcans 26. My name is Peyton Trollinger for the CUTV crew. Have a great day and stay safe and awesome.